Hi, I'm Bernardo Moya, founder of The Best You. Are you a motivational speaker, an author, a therapist, a coach, or a business guru trying to raise your profile and reach a global audience? At The Best You, we've been building our brand for many years, helping those in the world of personal development get their message out there through The Best You Expos, The Best You Magazine, and The Best You Online. And now we're looking to grow our community even more. We've recently launched The Best You TV, available on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. So now by partnering with us, you can get your show on The Best You TV, you can contribute to The Best You Magazine, add your courses to The Best You Online, and join us at one of the Best You virtual expos happening around the world. Expand your brand and join a growing community that believes that everyone deserves a life without limits.
The Best You is leading the way in the industry of personal and professional growth. Through our magazine, expos, e-learning, TV, club, and awards, The Best You's objective is to help people achieve their dreams, to do more, to be more, to live a life without limits. Join us if you believe in helping and inspiring others, in changing the world, in making it a more just and fair place through education and inspiration. Our goal: everyone, everywhere, now. If you are interested in making a difference, working, partnering, volunteering, supporting, or even licensing The Best You, let's talk. Let's work together and make the world a better place.
The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Hi, I'm Bernardo Moya, I'm the founder of The Best You, and I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. Our first thing is The Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. The really exciting thing about The Best You is our growth strategy. Look, we're going to be running expos all over the world. We've done them now in London and California. We're exploring about running them in Miami. We're looking at running them in Canada, in Mexico. It's just the beginning. So this business model where we will license the Best You Expo will allow us to attract more and more speakers, to attract the biggest brands, to attract all the thinkers that will want to be involved, not only in the local, but in the international reach and approach that we have. This will provide us phenomenal revenue and so much content through all the talks and all the different partners that we will have around the world. And there's so many opportunities for people like yourself, for you to be able to get involved in The Best You now. Thank you so much.
What is life? Your life isn't just about what you're doing now. Your life is the sum of every hope you ever had and everything you ever wanted to be. Life is about the situations you deal with, how you get to where you want to be, and how you become who you want to be. Life is a collection of moments and memories. Life is about being alive, feeling alive. Life is about dealing with whatever fate throws at you. Life is about staying on top when things are challenging. Life is about enjoying yourself, about finding yourself, about leaving a legacy. Life is about looking and feeling good, about staying ahead. It's about being the best you. What you want, what we all want, is a life without limits. So why don't you be the best you?
Hey, welcome back. So the show goes on, and It's day 2 of the Best You Expo, virtual expo in Miami. We've got an amazing day today. So we've had Dr. Fabrizio Mancini. We've got Bill Walsh now, which I'm going to be introducing very quickly. And then we have Lisa Nichols. We got Ken Honda. We got Darren Winters. Just a phenomenal day. So we're very excited. So Bill Walsh, Bill is an expert in the new movie, The Awakening. He's a best-selling author of The Obvious, and he's currently ranked top 20 business coach in the world by Guru Magazine. He loves helping entrepreneurs and small business owners create even more success. The company he founded in 2005, Power Team International, specializes in business programs, speaker training programs, and global masterminds. He has spoken in more than 30 countries, and I know that because I've seen him all over the world, and he's given more than 5,000 presentations to well over 1 million people. You will love his message as he always delivers cutting-edge content and some of the best resources that every business needs to learn about on how to survive and to thrive in the economy. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best speakers that's out there, extremely well connected, very knowledgeable. Bill, thank you so much for being here.
It's an honor, brother. How are you?
I'm very good. Listen, it's always great to have you, man.
You look awesome, man. I like that. You look more relaxed. I like, even with all the work you're doing, you look nice and relaxed. I like it.
You know what it's like. It's all inside, Bill. It's all inside, you know. We just carry it. We manage to look great on the outside.
Well, no, I think you're pretty good on the inside, too. And if you're listening today and you get a chance to work with Bernardo, you get a chance to license any of the programs, whatever you're doing, take advantage of it. Because this guy, he doesn't just talk the talk. He walks the walk every day. So whether it's speaking or sponsoring or getting a table or, you know, a booth at one of their events, they call it a stand over there, which is kind of cool. But if you get a chance to be part of anything that he does, take advantage, because he brings out great people all the time. He always has the most phenomenal, amazing speakers. And of course, get plugged into the membership programs he's doing, get plugged into the masterminds he's launching. And we do some of the same stuff. It doesn't matter. You know, once again, if you can extend your network and be around great people, it'll pay you a lifetime of dividends. So today we're going to talk about how to survive and thrive. And it's going to be a bit shortened, I think, but I think this is great information no matter where you live in the world that's going to help you a lot.
Well, thank you. And listen, anyone and everyone listening to Bill, listen, as a speaker, you'll always learn something. And if you're interested in growing and exploring and take advantage of him, he's a phenomenal individual. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And once again, so if you're just joining today, one of the most important things to do is I need you to write down these initials. And this is super important. You take advantage of this. It's something around the idea of adapt and innovate to overcome. Adapt, innovate to overcome. Now, my background is a trader out of high school and college, did turnarounds for 10 years, currently a venture capitalist. We invest in startups and cool ideas that sell back products or services to small businesses. We have business courses, speaker programs, world masterminds, but I love watching entrepreneurs and helping entrepreneurs really go after their goals and dreams and achieve them in style. But I want to share with you some really important stuff today that you can do right now to really take ownership of where things are at and really thrive during these times. I know you're hearing stimulus. This is going to be the year of stimulus. So figure out ways to do business with the government, especially the U.S. government. It's a great time if you're a minority contractor or any kind of contractor to sell something to the U.S. government. You know, $3 trillion coming out this year in new money, and a lot of it's earmarked towards spending and driving the global economy by driving the U.S. economy. So understand, you have to understand where the times are at. So number one is adapt. Write down the word adapt somewhere. And under the word adapt, it's important that you do this. Stay calm. During the most challenging times, stay calm. Listen to many news sources, not just one. And when I talk about news sources, pick sources, once again, that you're not tuned into. Shut off all the notifications on your different devices. Stay calm and stay tuned into the most important things. And this is critical, everybody. Build a better plan. This is the perfect time to get positioned as an expert. So I recommend everybody, whatever business you're in, get a book cover done. Get a book cover done. Go to killercovers.com, go to fiverr.com, get a book cover done, and put the book cover out as your new position statement. You're a way to adapt, not just pivot, but adapt to what's happening and get yourself positioned in the top 10 of your niche. Pick that niche, get a book cover done, go to Facebook, set up a private group for that you can drive people into, set up a private page, a business page now as an author, put people in that group, and this is the way that you harvest new business. Once again, free for this too. But as you're giving away gifts and you're giving away your intellectual property, it's important that you have a way to put them into one location these days that can be a global group. It's also important to set up your own little promotional system. So in the adapt phase, make sure that you get listed on Haro, help a reporter out. If you don't know what Help a Reporter Out is, look it up. You'll see it's a great way for news stations, newspapers to interview you about your area of expertise. Now, only this one area of expertise. Don't put down 10 things. Help a Reporter Out. Go to Google. It's a free to get yourself listed there and put a picture of your new book. Don't put a photo, put a picture of the new book. It's a great way to attract attention. The book may not come out till next year. I don't care about that. The fact is you got a book cover done. Once you got the book cover done, you're listed on Haro, you've got to set up something called an influencer site. Everyone needs an influencer site. This is also free. I'm going to give you so many tools you can use right now. I'll pick 4 people today that would like to work with our team for a whole year and help you launch, grow, and build a better business. But this is important. You start out right now by doing some of these really basic things. There's a website called Mingle, MINGL.no, mingle.no. In the age of Adapt, it's time to really get all your ducks in a row so your position is best in class. This influencer site at mingle.no, and my site is /Bill Walsh 360. MINGL.no /Bill Walsh 360. Now, if you'll do this, watch how simple this is, right? When you set it up, it can link to every social media channel you have. It can link to your sales page. It can link to your calendar. Every person out there today should stop letting people steal your time. There's a new site called youcanbook.me. Youcanbook.me. You link that off your influencer page. The influencer page gives you a QR code. Use the QR code so people can find you online. They can find you anywhere they go, and you can print this on all of your materials. Electric banners, digital banners, physical banners, I don't care. You can print the QR code and give away a free gift. The gift is always your intellectual property. Are we clear with that? The gift is your intellectual property. So think of 5 things that could help someone in your industry, and that becomes your go-to tool that you give away everywhere you go. Now, you might say, wow, Bill, that's a lot in 5 minutes. I get it. I'm going to give you a lot of information over 20 minutes. I'll invite 4 or 5 of you to work with our team for a whole year. If what I'm talking about resonates with you, if you're serious about launching, growing, building your business, becoming a better public speaker, you're going to love to work with our team. Now, we have the program 5 times a year in the U.S. It's all digital as well. It's also virtual. And it's more important you understand that our Rainmaker program, this is our 15th year doing this, and it really works to help entrepreneurs grow their business, become better public speakers, and get their message out there. But let's go back to the word adapt. Under the word adapt, when you're talking about building a better plan, it's talking about positioning. I recommend you set up your own podcast. There's an app called Anchor. Go to the App Store, get the app called Anchor, set up your own podcast. Now you got a podcast, you got a book cover, you got an influencer site, and you've done almost all this for no money. I recommend you go to GoDaddy, pay the $8, and have the domain point to your new influencer page, which is the Mingle page. Mingle.no /your username. Takes 5 minutes to build. Put links to social media, put your PDF documents up there, put your booking calendar up there, put a flyer for your company up there, a PDF. It can all be done inside that page. It also allows you to do global text messaging for free. You can build multiple groups inside of that app, all for free. There are so many free tools today, but you got to be the one that takes advantage of them today. And that's all part of adapting, which is building a better plan, staying calm, and getting ready for what's to come. For entrepreneurs that take advantage of this, they're going to have a great opportunity to grow and grow a whole lot faster. But I need you to understand that today is the day to make it happen right now. You're at the Best You Expo to become a better you. A better you tomorrow starts with a better you today. One thing I know about Bernardo, he never stops working on himself. All these speakers you'll hear from, they're always working on themselves to get better. So it's your job to do the same. The second piece of the equation, this is also critically important, it's called innovate. So adapt, innovate to overcome. Adapt and innovate to overcome. On the innovation side, it means using better tools. It means having better systems, having better marketing partnerships. You need to build something called a mobile funnel. An opt-in to a video, to set an appointment with you could be a simple mobile funnel. That works. Opt-in, watch a video from you, right to set a calendar appointment. Make it simple. I recommend everybody have newsletters today. Go to someone like iContact or Constant Contact. Do not think about pivoting, think about innovating. How do you innovate? Innovate means you get better at what you're doing. You get better every day by using better tools and better systems. So if you're going to do this, get a newsletter like iContact or Constant Contact. Communicate once a month through the database. Simple 5-minute video, couple of success stories, right to a call to action. 5-minute video, success stories, right to a call to action. This can all be fed off your mobile funnel. One keyword, one opt-in can drive all of it. And if you would like to get a free gift from me today, you've seen the movie The Secret. I wrote a book called The Obvious. I'll give you guys all a free copy of the book today. Just text the word obvious to 26786. Text the word obvious right now to 26786. You'll get a copy of the book for free. You'll get our newsletter for the whole year for free. All because it's all about create so much value that people think you're crazy. So now you've got these little things that are done, got your website done, got your podcast up, you got your new book cover coming out. Now you're starting to realize that it's control of that data and adding value. This is a perfect time to launch your own TV show. You can utilize all the things that you've heard about by being a team member or being a partner with what Bernardo's doing with, of course, Roku and Amazon. But in terms of the online venue, everyone should have a YouTube channel set up. It's free to set up a YouTube channel. Critically important that they get a YouTube channel set up and begin to create 1-minute videos. 1-minute videos twice a week. That's all I need you to do. 1-minute video twice a week. There's an app for that called InShot. INSHOT. Costs you $9 for the year. What InShot does, lets you upload the 1-minute video, content only, move them to a text opt-in, or move them to a page opt-in is fine. I'm okay with that too. Or a QR code opt-in. They're all okay. That gets someone to opt in for a gift. The gift is always your intellectual property. Now, when you give away the intellectual property, people plug in for this stuff. And I'll tell you how powerful this is. InShot costs you $9 a year. Upload the video, edit the video with a simple opt-in box inside of it, but it broadcasts to all your social channels with one click of a button. Out to your YouTube channel, out to your Instagram, out to your Facebook. And I recommend this service you're on today, StreamYard. StreamYard's another great service that allows you to broadcast your message out to all of your Facebook channels, out to your YouTube channels. So if you're creating longer videos, I recommend StreamYard. Short video, InShot, makes it simple. Now, when you're doing this, of course, what most people don't do is they never use a service called Twitch. I want everyone to write this website down, twitch.com. What Twitch does for you now is Twitch is the only provider I know in the world that allows you to put their live video stream embedded to your website. Not YouTube, not these players, nobody allows you to add for free. And here's what's cool, it's owned by Amazon. They're not going anywhere, right? And it's all free, and you can even add paid subscribers to your Twitch channel. So what I believe is the entrepreneur of tomorrow knows that being frugal is cool. There's nothing wrong with being frugal, but I recommend that you do this in an orderly fashion. And if you need help with all this stuff, I'm going to give you a website right now you can go to. I'm only going to speak for about 15 more minutes to give you guys some more cool tools. But if you'll go to Rainmaker Summit, it's really simple. Rainmaker Summit. You can now click on a single ticket program we have. It's $1,000 for the whole year. We're going to give you access to our Entrepreneur Club, over 1,000 plus entrepreneurs. We're going to give you access to weekly group coaching for a whole year group coaching. We're going to give you access to all of our tools, all of our videos. We'll give you access to our program 5 times a year. You can come to live all over the U.S. Can't make it live. It's all on digital. In addition to all that, we're going to give you access to our social media suite. This tool alone allows you to post all your social media, run all your ads, and we build in news feeds for you for free. So every week you have news feeds being posted on your social media channels, no charge. All that for $1,000 a year. If you can find a better deal, I'll sign up for it. If you have a company, we have an elite program. It's $5,000 for the company. That's you plus 4 of your staff. But if you just want to really elevate your business and elevate your public speaking, you've really got to learn this 29-second icebreaker, this 2-minute you. We teach all of this in our 3-day program. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. You can see that I'm not the nicey coach. I'm not going to make you feel good. I can't cook it all. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a relationship coach, but I'm a damn good business coach. I know that people that have better systems, they win. They don't win once in a while. They win all the time. People wonder, how do you make it look so easy? Because we automate success. I need you to write that down. You need to automate your success plan, which means get out of your own way. Use great tools and save the money. In your new field of innovation, learn about barter. I'm a huge fan of barter. There's a company called ITEX, ITEX, ITEX. More things will move through barter in the next 5 years than ever before. You can trade for everything from ads, TV, radio, media, and all you got to do is create your digital products. It's a great way to trade for everything. Begin to leverage trade from day one, starting right now today. And what's nice about, once again, If what I've given you seems a bit overwhelming, it's okay. We literally work with you for the whole year. Come back as many times as you want to work on this stuff. Let's get your book done, get your influencer site up, get your podcast going, get the leads coming in. On top of all this, make sure you miss nothing when it comes to the idea of growing that business, which means you've got to innovate the processes, use new tools. So I'm also a huge fan of Creator on Facebook. Creator is a new app, once again. You got to have the blue check, and it's only on your business page. Build the following to your business page, not your personal page. Learn how to use some of these new tools to drive the sales and drive the innovation. So mobile funnels work, marketing funnels, a sales funnel. You've got to have a loyalty program, and you have to have what's called a good referral and marketing partner program. Today, right now, is the perfect time to launch loyalty programs. Give away really cool loyalty items. We'll show you how to get loyalty items for next to nothing. Those 3-day, 2-night vacations. If a customer buys from you or does something with you, give them a gift. Please understand, you are not Walmart. Walmart and Target compete on price. You compete on value. This is the perfect time to add more value. Don't lower the price. Just keep adding more value. So if what I'm talking about with you today really resonates, this is the perfect time to take action. You don't have to wait. Go to rainmakersummit.com. The first 4 people that sign up, I'm going to give you guys a cool gift that's valued at just over $5,000 for the gift. You'll plug into our training for the whole year, and it's designed, once again, for the entrepreneur, the small business owner. You will absolutely love what we're talking about. But when I go through this on the adapt side and then the innovation side, and this is important as you go through innovation, what other tools do you need, right? What is missing from your arsenal? So we have found that for many people, have a great business cards, make them gift cards. Turn the opt-ins into value add without trying to sell something, just give away great value. On top of that, once you've done that part of it, right, and you've got that piece in place, get good marketing postcards, get good brochures. I recommend a service called Fiverr for doing your short videos, Fiverr.com. I highly recommend a company called Next Day Flyers to print all of your stuff. They can print 5,000 business cards, postcards, $40 for the business cards, like $100 for the postcards. These are also non-negotiable items. Have good marketing folders. The creation of good videos, we just do 1 video a month for around $10, $15 a month. We'll teach you how to do this stuff, adds a lot of value to your client and certainly to your retention. So once again, when we go through this process, adapt and innovate, right, to overcome. And part of the overcome process is in the field of execution. Ask yourself every day, do you find yourself busy or do you find yourself productive? To get out of busyville, you've got to move to productivity central. It's not about becoming less busy. It's about becoming more productive. And to become more productive, you got to build something called KPIs. Build key performance indicators every day that drive and challenge you to be better. You keep score of 3 things. Write this down. Leads, presentations, and sales. Leads, presentations, and sales. We focus a lot on making sure as we work with a client, they understand the power of execution. Execution and accountability is the easiest way to build great habits. One of our original partners, a company called, you might have heard of him, his name is Stephen Covey. 2 books that I recommend you read today, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and of course, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. We still use the Covey partnership today, 18 years later. It's a great tool set for task management, for sales funnels, for marketing, for vision, mission, path, purpose, all built into one system. And this is one of the other software pieces we give to you right away. And it costs you around $15 a month to run that whole system. Not paying $3,000 for Salesforce or somebody else, because most entrepreneurs don't need all this stuff. Get a system that helps you understand KPIs, keeping track, building a great daily method of operation. What we have found is that if you'll build perfect days, you'll build great months. And we believe that it takes around 21 to 41 days to begin to build those great habits. And the habits are really the driving force that we find around success. So when we look at the overcome situation, it's building the plan, it's building the marketing process, and then building the execution. And the execution is where most entrepreneurs don't like it, because it means they've got to keep score. We will challenge you to keep score every day. We'll give you the tools, the items, the necessary process to do it. We don't ever tell you what business to do. We just help you do it better. And we do it consistently. And so if you've ever been looking for a great coach or a great team to work with, you'll find Power Team is one of the leading authorities worldwide that helps small business. And we love it, right? We love the idea of helping entrepreneurs launch, grow, and build better business, teach you how to give that effective 2-minute use so you know what to say when you're on media, you know exactly what to put on all your videos, And it's important that you understand the power of exposure. So exposure, when you begin to figure out, and the execution side, is get in front of the right groups. So one of the groups I recommend, if you want to connect with millionaires anywhere in the world, there's a website called Vistage. Write down Vistage. It's all millionaires that run significant companies, and they're always looking for speakers. They're always looking for someone that can talk for 5 or 10 minutes about your new book cover. I like one called BNI. I like Rotaries. I like Latip. I like Chambers. I like ethnic chambers. I like association groups. Those are all powerful places to get your message in front of. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just giving them good content and sharing with them some of the products or services you offer, moving them through proper funnels so you only talk to qualified people. Just write down the number. How many qualified leads are required today to generate X number of sales to hit your gross revenue number? If on the right-hand side of your page you made a big box and you put down your gross revenue, and to the left of that box you put down the average price a client spends with you, and to the left of that box, how many clients are required at that price to hit your gross revenue. What we do as part of Rainmakers challenge you to understand the process to quit chasing the money and focus on serving the customers. The minute you work on focusing on serving the customers, the money goes at you like crazy. And you have to understand too that this is all a process. I don't believe in any get rich quick. I believe in get rich. You only get rich by helping lots of other people. The reason Bernardo is so successful, he serves and helps a lot of people. He knows anytime he calls me, I'm here to help. How else can we bounce ideas off when things aren't right, things aren't working? And it's great to have a team like that. On the execution side, you'll need 3 mastermind groups. You'll always have a virtual group. Pick 5 people on your phone today that you really look up to. Meet once a month with them. And just bounce off, what are you working on? What are the challenges? What help do you need from the group? So you've got to have a virtual mastermind. The second is a group that you help. Form a group that you can help create more success. The third mastermind, a group you look up to. Be around a global group that makes you travel, that gets you so far outside your comfort zone it scares you. Those are the 3 groups that are non-negotiable when it comes to really having a high-powered execution plan and being accountable. You will find, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on masterminds, by far the most powerful chapter in the book, says that masterminds for the Fords, for the Schwab, for the Edison, for the Rockefellers, was all through masterminds. That masterminds provided the economic engine that made every other chapter in the book possible. Just read it. The first thing it says about masterminds. Very moving chapter. So I highly recommend you get involved with that. It definitely works. I know Bernardo has some masterminds. Get plugged in. But the virtual one, you can all start for free. Do not wait. Make a list today. Make the phone calls today. Once again, I told you, I'm not the coach that's a nice, easy coach. I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I love it because I know that processes and systems win over emotion and wanting, right? Get out there and build the plan, build the systems, and execute like a rock star. We build business rock stars. That's what we do. And Rainmaker is nothing more than a 3-day intensive that gives you the guide, the map, and the plan to do all this stuff. If you need help with your mobile funnels, your sales funnels, your marketing funnels, you need help with getting your message out there, you need help with the process or the execution, we can definitely help you with that. If you need help with your inner game, I recommend work with Bernardo. He's so good at the inner game of business, right? And he loves it. He has courses for it. Understanding language and language patterns, he's very good at that. But if you're serious about growing the business, you want a team and really someone that's been doing this for a long time, we love to help you. So I just want to make sure that you've got a lot of good information today. I knew I'd keep my talk to a very short point, but really take it right to the, here's what you can do right now. You don't got to wait. So I need you to write this down. Adapt and innovate to overcome. In the overcome process, it's all about execution and accountability. And it's having those processes in place right now. So if this makes sense with you, once again, my free book, you can get it today. Text the word obvious to 26786. Pretty simple. It's a great gift for everybody. It's about a $300 gift with our newsletter for the whole year. No charge for all that. But if you know for a fact that you would love to be part of a community for a whole year, Entrepreneur Club, 1,000+ entrepreneurs talk to every day. Weekly coaching every week. Access to great software. Access great to our vault. Our vault is 6 years of great content. You can leverage it all. Entire course is online. It's also live 5 times. You can come all 5 times. This is for you. It's called our single ticket program. It's something new that we launched in this last year. And it's 3 payments of $497 or 1 payment of $1,000. And I highly recommend, I told we'd take 4 people from this class today. If what I'm talking about recommends with you, just get plugged in. Only takes 5 minutes. And every website these days should be 3 clicks to buy. Make it simple. Hit the website, download the brochure, watch the video, click on the button, buy the program. And if you'll do that, your sales are going to scale. And if you're serious about scaling the business, we'd love to talk to you. If you're looking for marketing partnerships, we'd love to talk to you about that as well. But Bernardo, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on today. I do believe that hopefully you've got enough tools to get started, but we'd love to work with you in a one-on-one or one-on group setting and definitely get plugged into all the things we're doing. So Bernardo, with that, I'll bring it back to you. And I want to thank everyone for your time and thank you for plugging in and thanking me a part of the Best You Expo. Do not miss any of these events. They are awesome.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, the Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to the Best You TV.
Hi, welcome. I'm Bernardo Moya. I'm here in Scottsdale in Phoenix, and I'm in Dean Graziosi's studio, and I've got the great pleasure of interviewing him today. Hi, Dean. How are you?
Hey, good to be here, man. Good to be here. Oh, good
Dean,
to have you here.
No, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dean, you've done so many great things, entrepreneur, real estate investor, coach, speaker. I mean, tell me about your early years. Where were you born, and what were the early years like?
Upstate New York, a little town called Marlboro, New York, about 6,000 people. Blue collar town, blue collar thinking, blue collar family. I think I just had that burning desire for more. I had dyslexia when I was a kid, so school was really tough. My parents been married 9 times. I moved 20 times by the time I was 17 years old. And I think I just always felt out of control. This is in retrospect. I didn't think this when I was a 16-year-old, right? But looking back on what gave me that motivation, it was just running away from a painful place. I lived in a bathroom with my dad for a whole year once we didn't have any money. I'd go to school without, I tell my friends I wasn't hungry when we didn't have lunch money, right? So whoever's watching or listening to this or getting pieces of this, it doesn't matter where we all have different paths. But the more I've evolved, the more I've matured, the more I've been blessed to have successful businesses, fail, succeed, go to another level. You realize there is just some fundamental foundational pieces that all super successful people use, whether you're an athlete, a coach, an author, a writer, or run a Fortune 500 company. But looking back, I'll try to just do this quick so we can get to serve here and give away some nuggets. I was that, thinking I was that kid who knew he wasn't going to college, didn't have the money for college, didn't have the smarts for college. But I realized at a young age, I was lucky enough to see that people that had money, people that had happiness, people that had more joy, just had different habits. They did things a little bit differently than the way my family did it. I love my family dearly, but they looked at life through a different set of glasses. And I don't know if it was God, the universe, luck, but I got to recognize that sooner than most. And I didn't have a mentor. I wasn't lucky enough or smart enough to listen to interviews or watch interviews like this or read books. I was more of the kid who I went after it. I failed fast. I failed miserably, but I was inspired. Another thing too, being young, you're young and dumb. They say that for a reason. I didn't know that I couldn't make it. The world hadn't told me, hey, you don't have money, you don't have a college degree, you're not going to make it. And when I flipped that story of like, hey, I might not have the smarts or the college degree, but I have the stamina, I have the willpower, I got some success. I started real estate. I started with no money down.
But let me take you
Yeah.
back, because I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
you started. What was the first job? Was that
Fixing cars.
Fixing cars. That
Yeah,
was
wrecked
it.
cars.
And then you started flipping them.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
could
I
say,
started fix wrecked cars, then I'd buy wrecked cars when I got the money, and I'd fix it up and I'd flip it.
yeah.
And thank you. I'm kind of going through this quick, so feel free to stop me at any moment. So then when I was flipping cars, then I realized, hey, let me try this with real estate. And I knocked on enough doors and begged and pleaded until I finally got a couple people to sell me real estate based on my enthusiasm, based on my authenticity, based on that I was just going to go for it. So I got into a couple no money down deals. My car dealership, I started to grow. I had a collision shop, blue collar collision shop started to grow. Then I got about 20 apartments that I was, hustling, and finally got a bank to lend me money after I got a little bit. And then I started getting raw land and subdividing it and building houses. And then in the late 90s, I decided, hey, I'm watching Tony Robbins on TV with infomercials, how he inspired me so much. I wanted to share with the world how this broke kid from nowhere made it just by pure grit and overcoming obstacles and not listening to the outside world and all those things. And I decided to write courses and write books, and blessed that, I've gone on to have multiple New York Times best-selling books and sold millions of copies and touched lives of people all over the world. And I got to meet my heroes like Tony Robbins, who now is a dear friend. He was just this guy that changed my life through a tape one day. And now he's a dear friend and a bunch of other cool people. So it's been an incredible journey. Lots of failures, lots of success, learned a lot along the journey. Got my ass kicked a few times, and that's how you learn. And as you go, you start to build not only the grit, you build these habits, and you realize what your past is, that it's there for research and development, and your past can be your wind. It doesn't have to be your anchor, and all these things that add up to success.
Well, in this short time we've been speaking, you've been talking about those failures and that feedback it gave you. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely business sometimes.
Absolutely.
Most of the time. But people tend to think that, entrepreneurship is all, flying colors, everything looks great. You got to work hard and have those lonely moments.
Yeah, and there's a lot of those lonely moments because we're programmed to think a little bit differently, right? We're programmed to go to school, and I'm not knocking college and school at all, but even if you're in it or went through it, we're programmed to follow this path. And when we step off as entrepreneurs, when we take those risks, we take those gambles, it's scary for most of the world. And when you tell people your aspirations or your dreams, or you say no to things other people say yes to, and you say yes to things that people think you're crazy, you end up being alone in your thoughts, alone in your desires. And as lonely as that sounds or feels in some cases, what is the alternative? To go along with the crowd, to do what everybody else does, to have what everybody else has. How many friends do we have that seem to have the job, the life, the wife, the husband, or the kids, and inside they're totally empty or sad or depressed, right? So I think this journey of the entrepreneur is changing because of things like what you're doing with this interview, with the internet, with the ability to find groups of people, go to events. I mean, look at Tony's events and everybody's events. They're growing right now because people are saying, no, I'm not following the crowd. I'm not following the masses. This is my heart. This is where I'm going. I'm going to gain the capabilities and I'm going to do it. And you're a big part of helping make that happen. So to do an interview like this is a privilege and an honor to me because the people watching or listening are kindred spirits. We're the trailblazers.
Yeah.
We're the ones that went out and, the caveman time, we went out and clubbed the animals over the head, sometimes we didn't come back, but, at least we're out there going for it.
We tried.
Yeah.
So now speaking and doing all these seminars you do, and you're obviously a very successful businessman as well, but I mean, from what I get, you love what you do as far as training. Tell me about what you educate and what you teach people.
Yeah, so right now I'm always excited about something. My new book is Millionaire Success Habits, and it could be life success habits, but millionaire, more people buy the book when I put millionaire there. I'd love to be more in depth than that. But it's the habits that I've discovered through years of being successful and failing and how to overcome and go to the next level and really being obsessively observant of the successful people that I've been able to meet, become friends with, see what they do. And here's the thing. Success habits, personal growth, personal development. I'm not inventing anything new. In most cases, we are regurgitating things that have been around forever. And I realize that. So what my obsession has been is how do I take things that already exist, that people have already heard, and frame it in a new way and make it a way that it becomes a recipe that actually sticks in your life. And I think that's what's been my gift. I think that's why I've been able to sell millions of copies of my books and my company has grown. Not only do I hope to come from from an authentic place. This is who I am. I don't have a great vocabulary. I don't articulate very well. I say great and amazing a lot because my words don't go much bigger than that. But I hope what people get when they watch me, and this has been my biggest compliment, is, wow, that guy did it. I think I can too. And then when they read my books or they go to my events, I speak in a way that I hope it's like a good stew. It sticks to your ribs. Like, I've heard that before, but I don't know why this guy said it, and I'm actually going to go do it tomorrow because I know there's great books. I love reading Malcolm Gladwell books, every one of them. I can't wait for the next one. But when I'm done reading it, I tell everybody to get it, but I don't do anything different in my life. Just a good read. What I hope to do is create events and books and trainings and everything I do. When I'm done, people go, man, that was good, but I'm actually going to do something today. And you know, there's some of the things that I've learned seem so simple to me that it becomes this passion. I'm enthusiastic. My enthusiasm is always up because I want to give it to people. It's like, no, you're just missing this one little piece. Don't think it's not like a New Year's resolution where you have to change everything about your life and start meditating and practicing gratitude every morning and an hour run and all these things. Like, that's great. I hope you evolve to that. But sometimes it's just this little tiny shift you can make, and all of a sudden you got a massive impact. So that's what drives me in today's world.
And would you say that those are your best assets?
Yeah,
the passion that
sure.
you have.
Yeah, for sure. Enthusiasm, and everybody watching, you know, so many times in life when we want to start that new business, become a speaker, become a trainer, do something, we think we have to get everything. We have to be perfect. We have to have the perfect PowerPoint presentation, or have the perfect questions to ask in an interview, or I need to stand a certain way, or use my hands when I talk. And I'm just here to tell you, passion outweighs everything. If you truly love what you do and you know it serves somebody to give them what you have, then your ability to sell goes up. Your ability to persuade goes up. Just ramp up enthusiasm based on the fact that you get to change someone's life. I mean, how enthusiastic are we when we go to a great restaurant and we tell someone, like, oh God, the lamb was so good, you should try it. Or this movie, it affected my life. Or this book, or this training. You're being enthusiastic. You're being authentic. You're being yourself. Take that same thought process into your selling, into your company. Love what you do so much that you have to get it in their hands. And all of a sudden you start doing better than the Harvard grad who's got the perfect PowerPoint and the perfect timing and the perfect pitch and went to debate school. I didn't do any of that stuff. And I admire everybody who goes to school, and education is the lifeline of the world. But don't wait until everything's perfect. Don't wait until all the dots are dotted and the T's are crossed, because a year will go by, then 5, and then 10, and then 20, just like that.
Yeah.
And it's like the train goes down the tracks and you missed it again. If anything today, throw away anything that doesn't serve you, but if anything today, and I want to share one thing before we go that I want to make sure I hammer home, because I think it's one of the quickest hacks or secrets to success. But if anything today, when you're done listening, go do something towards your bigger goal. Take action today. Say no to somebody you should have said no to a long time ago. Say yes to that new venture. Start, get the URL, register the company, say, send an email, make a call, because that all change starts with just finally saying, I'm just going to do it.
That's great, Dean, and I agree. I think passion is the biggest driver, and if that passion comes out, people will definitely. But taking action is one of the important things, and that's kind of what I feel. I feel there's a lot of people. Talking to Joe, we're talking about kind of like there's a lot of people in the business, in the industry, that just read the book, attend the seminars and stuff like that, but they just don't necessarily take action. They're still in the same place that they were maybe 1, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So in particular, I know you've obviously have loads of different things you've done. Did you have a turning point or several turning points in your life that's put you on the track of where you are now?
Yeah, I have. A couple things. I think I spent a lot of years running away from a life I didn't want. And that got me there. So if that'll be your driver, use the hell out of it. If you're unhappy or uncomfortable with a life that you currently have, whether money's coming in or not, or just unhappiness, use that as fuel. It's okay to be disturbed. Action can be created by being disturbed. And if that'll get you moving, then stay disturbed, right? But what I realized, and I'd love to share this with everybody, what really was a big turning point for me is really understanding where I wanted to go in life. I think as entrepreneurs, as high achievers, that someone would watch this or listen to this, you've said yes, including you've said yes more than most people. We said yes to the overtime. We said yes to risking starting a new company. We said yes to the venture when our father or mother said, you know, you're going too fast. Stop being a dreamer. We said yes to things most people would never have the nerve to say yes to. So as entrepreneurs, as high achievers, people want to go to the next level. We say, yes, I'll do it. Yes, that event. Yes, that seminar. Yes, that book. Yes to the overtime. Yes, yes, yes. And when I realized, yes, this is from a mentor of mine. Yes can get you out of Egypt, but no will take you to the promised land. And what I would say along the journey, the biggest turning point for me is when I realized that I was so used to saying yes. I was saying yes to so many things. It was getting to be overwhelmed and confusion and not know it was clear. Still happens sometimes. I'm not perfect at it. But when I realized, like Warren Buffett says, he says, I say no to everything. And a couple things a year sneak in because they were perfect for my bigger future. So along that journey, if you say, what was the biggest change in my life, is learning to say no. And in your journey, how do you say no? You know, when people say to me, you know, Dean, I'm overwhelmed, or I need a time management course, or I need to fit more time, or I wish I had 48 hours in a day. They don't need time management. They need clarity. They need a vision, because most people walk around knowing what they don't want in life. Like we just literally spend so much time knowing what we don't want. And when we do that, we say yes to too many things. I'm going to tell a quick story if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
A good friend of mine, involved in his church organization, him and a bunch of dads take a bunch of 18 to 20-year-old boys whitewater rafting up in Colorado. And I guess rapids go from a 0 to a 5. And they get there and the rapids are a 5. It rained for 2 weeks before. The rapids are crazy. All the dads are nervous, right? They're responsible for all these kids. And the dads are like, I think we should skip it. And the boys are nervous. And then this guide comes out. He's been doing it for 30 years. He goes, dads, don't worry. Boys, you're fine. Get in the rafts. He gets in the raft, and the guide says, see this finger, boys? This is the positive point. Because wherever I point, when I point, you paddle your guts out to where I'm pointing. And I promise you it will be fun. He said, I will never point to the rock. I'll never point to the big rapid. I'll never point to the down tree, because if I do, you will look at it, we'll run right into it, and we'll flip over. So, but that's really a metaphor for life. You know, we're so many times we're pointing, I don't want that income, I don't want that relationship, I don't want. It's like, and I've asked thousands of people this. You could ask somebody, you know, what they don't want out of life, and they will ramble off all the things that aren't working, their wife, their husband, their money, their income. And if you stop them abruptly and go, okay, you don't want that. Tell me right now, really quick, what do you want out of life? I've done this with thousands of people. 9 out of 10 will literally go
blank.
They'll say, that's a good question, or I really don't know. So what are you doing? We're in a Ferrari with no GPS going 100 miles an hour, but we don't know where we're going. Why did I take so much time to share that? Because that's one of the biggest secrets of my life. The biggest changer for me are the most successful people I know. When you ask them where they're going, they know just like that. So with that said, instead of just avoiding what you don't want, when you have clarity, and this is a little hack, do this. If you get nothing else out of this interview, do this one thing for me. Pretend it's a year from now, and it's the best year of your life. Let's just pick your finances. It's the best year of your life. You are doing so well financially and in the career that you love that you walk in a room and people don't know if you got a tan, you got a haircut, you've been working out. You just, your wife looks at you and goes, damn, he's sexy. Or your husband looks at you and goes, wow, she looks so beautiful. Like, you're in that glow, you're in that groove. And your life, what do you look like in the mirror? What do you feel like? How much money's coming in? Like, pretend it's a year rather than trying to look ahead. Sometimes we're so damn busy, we have a dust cloud around us, right? Like, we're just trying to handle so much, it's hard to set goals. So pretend it's a year, it's the best year of your life, and just start writing stuff down. And then all of a sudden circle the top ones. And that's really your destination. That can give you part of your vision, part of the clarity of where you want to go. So all the stuff I'm telling you, the reason I loop this so big is when you know where you want to go, then all of a sudden it's easier to say no to the things that don't serve your bigger future, right? If it's not on that list of your perfect life a year from now, then why are you hanging out with your friends talking about negativity? With that group of people that make you feel sad. You're working on that business that hasn't made you money in 10 years and you're not happy with it. Time to shut it down. Time to get rid of that boss that's been making you feel bad about yourself, or that employer or that employee that works for you that makes you feel bad every day. Let it go. Like when you look at that perfect life, if it doesn't fit, it's either a no or get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great, Dean. So kind of to nearly summarize, and you might have already answered it. So Someone just coming out of uni or someone that's just lost their job, no money. What's the best advice? What can they do to move forward to create or reinvent themselves?
Okay, so a couple of things, and everybody would have a different answer, right?
Yeah.
If I was in that space, first of all, the biggest lie we've ever been told is to work on our weaknesses. And especially when you lose a job or you can't find one, you start thinking about the things you do wrong. Man, if I was better at organization, if I was better at programming, if I was better at reading, screw that. Biggest lie we've ever been told, because when you start focusing on what you suck at, it robs your confidence. You're never going to get the job. You're never going to get the yes. You'll feel bad about yourself. Once you lose your confidence, you're screwed. And I've been there. I know what that feels like, to lose your confidence. You feel you're not worthy. And then all of a sudden it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So first things is screw your weaknesses. I still can't read well. I still have dyslexia. I still can't read a book. I listen to a book every 8 days. I burn through a book. I've written multiple New York Times bestsellers. But what I say is find out what you're good at, what sings to your heart. If it's selling, if it's persuasion, if it's organization, if it's bookkeeping, if it's managing, if it's solving other people's problems, just figure out what that one thing you're good at and go get amazing at it. Go deep, pick a swimming lane and keep getting better at that one thing. And eventually you'll pay people to do the stuff you suck at. But if I lost my job, I would, for me, I know how to sell. I sell from my heart. I only sell things that I love and adore and I want to get in people's hands, but I know how to persuade. I would do nothing else, but I would go and help people sell, help people get engaged. But if you said I had to go be a bookkeeper or an accountant, I'd be broke. I'm not good at any of that. If it's about organization, about running big teams, terrible at all that. But I was able to build a big company, generate hundreds of millions of dollars in my life because I went deep on what I'm good at and I ignored my insecurities.
That's great advice. Thank you. You talk about Malcolm Gladwell. I'm a great fan, and obviously the 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
You got to put the time in. Whatever it is that you want to become a master at, you got to put the time. A lot of people expect quick results. It's going to happen overnight.
Yeah, I got something really good I want to share on that. The time. Put the time in. Even if you're in something you hate right now, do it to your best ability and just tell yourself you love it. It's only a bridge. It's only a stepping stone. You're not going to be doing what you're doing right now for the rest of your life. But while you do it, if you do it with passion, if you do it with enthusiasm, you train your brain that if you could do the stuff you don't like amazing, imagine when you get to the stuff you do love. I was literally fixing cars, dirty every day, nails, dirt under my nails, breathing fumes, headaches because I was painting cars. I hated it, but I did it with enthusiasm. I did it with passion, even though I knew it was a stepping stone and it's not going to be something I did my whole life. Literally one of my first real estate deals. I fixed the guy's car with that kind of enthusiasm. He's like, "What are you doing here fixing cars?" I said, "Just a stepping stone to other stuff." He goes, "What's your passion?" I said, "Real estate. I'm working on a couple deals right now, trying to raise the money." He goes, "How much you need?" I said 80 grand for the one I'm doing. In 2 days, he gave me $80,000 for that deal. We ended up splitting a lot of money. It was one of the biggest deals I'd ever done. If I would have been like, this job sucks. I'm only here for a little while. And man, I'm getting out of here quick. This is terrible. Do you think the guy would have given me 80 grand? Right?
That's great advice.
Even if you don't like what you're doing, find a way to enjoy it. Trick yourself. Find a hack. Do it with enthusiasm. It'll be a quicker stepping stone.
Brilliant. 2 questions we went down.
Yeah.
I'm actually dyslexic myself. I do audiobooks. So obviously learning is a really important part. You're still growing, you're still learning, you're still developing. What do you read? What do you recommend reading?
You know, I read a lot of personal growth. I read old school Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie. I read Tony Robbins. I'll read anything on relationships. I'll read anything on overcoming worry. Like what I've discovered is business books are amazing, and I'll go through business books. But when you really get down to the core, even when you have tactics, if this is wrong, you never get to the tactics. You know, a book I just read recently is The Untethered Soul, Michael Singer. And then I went and read his second book, which is The Surrender Experiment. For me, it taught me how to be in control of my thoughts. Our thoughts will drive us crazy. Our thoughts will make us sad. Our thoughts will make us say no when we should say yes. Our thoughts will stop us. It'll be the story that is the wedge between us and the next level. So I'm always trying to gain knowledge on how to control or observe my thoughts and call them fake, real, a lie, or truth, so I can keep the momentum in the right direction.
Cool. Thank you so much. Last question. What would you like your legacy to be many, many years from now?
Besides being a great dad, because it's really, we've had a legacy of a dysfunction, and my last name is Graziosi. Like the Graziosi family has just like left a wake of disaster prior to me. I love my parents, but, and so I'd love the legacy that I stopped that. And I have 2 well-rounded, amazing children who are going to grow up and be a huge part of society and help contribute to the world. And secondly, I just love to be the guy that say, man, that guy just took success strategies and made them real simple, and they stuck in my life.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Dean.
Oh, thanks.
Cheers.
Good
Thank
to be
you.
here.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching Inspiring People. Thank you. That's great, Dean.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now. Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast track your career now.
Someone just started or finished uni or just lost their job, mid-40s. What is the best advice you would give them to kind of move forward, reinvent themselves?
Boy, if you just lost your job, first off, you don't want to be in a worry state. Like in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, 2 amazing books. What I would do is get yourself in a confident state and take action, okay? You can sit, what am I worrying about is the question. What am I worrying about? Because what keeps people from doing stuff and taking actions is they've lost their confidence. And 2 things that entrepreneurs really need to protect is they need to protect their confidence, because you just operate better in life in a state of confidence, and their gratitude, having gratitude for what it is you have. So if you've just lost your job and you're in a desperate situation, then you have to make yourself resourceful. And so there's resources readily available to you in the area that you already have expertise in, so you may need to immediately go back into that sort of skill set or position. If you know how to solve problems, there are, like, what is a entrepreneur? You know, like the original definition of an entrepreneur, 1804, John Baptiste Say said, it was the first time they used the word entrepreneur in recorded history that we have documentation of, said an entrepreneur is an individual that takes resources from a lower level of productivity to a higher level. So start thinking like an entrepreneur. How do you solve problems for a profit? So you have a skill set, you can solve problems. Who has those problems that will pay you money to solve those things? If I lost my job and I had skills, I would go to someone and say, I will work for you for free for a week, for 2 weeks. Give me your #1 problem in this area that I know how to solve. If I can solve it, you pay me or you hire me. And secondly, I would just probably watch all the interviews that you've done, start studying people, because people like me and other people can hopefully kick your inspiration in the gear. And when you're in a motivated, inspiring state, you're going to go out there, kick ass and take names and ask for help. You know, call your friends, say, who's my genius network? Who can guide me and direct me to resources that are going to make my life better? A not to-do list is more important than a to-do list in many cases. So it's not what you say yes to, it's what you say no to, because everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. If you say yes to being on Facebook for 2 hours, you might be saying no to spending that time with your children. If you're going to say yes to watching TV, you're going to say no to, maybe exercise. And if you say yes to staying up late, surfing the internet or looking at porn online, you're saying no to sleeping. So that, there's a lot of stuff that people say yes to that isn't serving them, and they wonder why their life is not where they're at. And I'll tell you, it's not a choice at all, because sometimes these are compulsions, which is what addiction is. So yeah, I think what you're doing and what you're providing, people can learn so much just by absorbing the lessons that people are saying, but don't just hear them. You have to pick people that you resonate with, things that you hear, and instead of going shallow with it, go deep. And if there's anything I did, I went really deep with marketing, and I learned it, I applied it, I got a result, and it's changed my life, and it's changed the lives of tens of thousands of other people too.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live.
Hey, Bernardo here. Welcome back. And day 2 at the Best You Virtual Expo in Miami. We're very, very excited. It's an amazing day today. We've had already so many great speakers joining us. Dr. Fabrizio Anthini, we've had Bill Walsh. And now one of the amazing highlights, not only of today, not only of this weekend, but pretty much of my career and of the Best You Expo. We've had so many great speakers over the years. Thousands of speakers join us. And we have the honor today of bringing someone who has really, I think is probably one of the best speakers on the planet, without a doubt. One of my highlights was that the last expo was the Les Brown and having him speaking, but it's just been a beautiful journey for me personally. But having Lisa Nichols here today is not only a highlight of my career, but it's also an amazing opportunity for you, because what she brings is she brings what so many speakers would love to bring, which is, a great true story, which, is a lady has had challenges in her life and has changed it around drastically, inspiringly, and is, a phenomenal powerhouse. So Lisa is one of the world's most requested motivational speakers, as well as a media personality and corporate CEO whose global platform has reached nearly 80 million people all around the world, from a struggling single mum on a public assistance to a millionaire entrepreneur. Lisa's courage and determination has inspired fans worldwide and helped countless audiences break through to discover their own untapped talents and infinite potential. As a founder and chief executive officer of Motivating the Masses, Inc., Lisa has developed workshops and programs that have transformed the lives of countless men and women and altered their trajectory to businesses throughout the country and across the world. So we've got the pleasure of having Lisa to join us now. We're going to play her talk, which is roughly around 25 minutes, and then we're going to have 10-15 minutes of Q&A. So Lisa.
Hello there. I'm so excited to be with you.
I am so excited to have you. I mean, when you sent us the video, when your team, we spoke to them and you said, yes, you're in. I'm just such a massive fan, Lisa. I can't wait to speak to you and ask you a couple of questions at the end. But I got to say, Lisa, I mean, you're getting you're like a good old wine. I mean, you're just getting better every day. You look amazing, Lisa.
Oh, well, thank you. It's what, good food, good friends, good conversations, and moving to the Bahamas will do for you.
Well, that might help. Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So Lisa, thank you so much. We're going to play your talk now, and then we'll be back here afterwards. So thank you so much.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
Hi there. So excited to be a part of the Best You event. What a perfect name. After all, so many of us, I know I for years have pursued touching the next best version of myself. To everyone who's worked tirelessly to put this event together, thank you. Thank you for giving us a space to acknowledge who we are, to acknowledge where we've been, and then to strategize to touch the person that we're becoming. I'm so honored to be with you today. I'm so honored to share this time with you. I look back on my life and I look at where I am today, and it literally blows my mind. Sometimes I can't believe. It's hard for me to take in. It's hard for me to read the bio and go, oh my God, that's my life. 7 bestsellers and an internationally recognized training and development business, a multi-million-dollar business that I run, and traveling the world and touching over 80 million beautiful souls a year. I look at that and I go, what? When? And sometimes I say, how? Because I'm the same woman who in 1994, I wondered if I could do it. I wondered, who would I be? I wondered, can I touch any form of special or extraordinary? Is extraordinary in me? I was Jelani's mother. My son this year turns 26 years old, but at the time he was a newborn. And if I were fully transparent with you, I would tell you that his mother was excited that he was in this world, but I was also broken. I wondered, what did my great look like? I wondered, what did that thing everyone kept telling me? You have potential. What did the touching my potential feel like? And so I stopped by to inspire the next best version of you out. Because if I look at my life, and I'm not perfect and it's not all perfect, but I'm blown away by the transformation. I'm blown away by what has happened. I look back and go, what was that path? Well, it started with me just asking the question, what does the next best version of me look like? What does it look like for me to climb over my limiting beliefs? What is it for me to look at the doubt and say, wait a minute, what if I collected evidence that I could do it? Can I dim the doubt down? Can I finally shut up the fear? What does it look like if I gathered tribe, much like everyone who's here? I gathered tribe to say, hold on the days that I don't see the best version of me, can you remind me of the best version of me? It was all of those things. So I just stopped by as your sister friend. I stopped by as your sister friend to remind you of the greatness that's in you, to remind you that you woke up enough today. Not enough for what you're doing today, but you woke up enough for the things that you're going to be doing in the next 3 to 5 years. You woke up smart enough, brilliant enough, humble enough, young enough, wise enough, old enough. You woke up enough. I had to keep telling myself that, Lisa, I know you got big dreams. I wasn't worried about the things I was already doing. I wasn't worried about the things that were on my bio. I was wondering if I was enough for the things that was in my future. And so I just stopped by. I stopped by to make any form of mediocrity mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable for you. That mediocrity is not the place that you will ever take out real estate. That you don't use the current climate, physical climate, emotional climate, financial climate, or political climate, or social justice climate. That you don't use any of the circumstances around you to define who you are. That you recognize that for such a time as this, you are the perfect person for the assignment, for the job, for the calling, whether it's in raising your children, whether it's in being a significant partner of substance and gratitude and loyalty, whether it's of being a leader, whether it's being a CEO, an entrepreneur, a great employee, whatever it is, you're perfect for such a time as this. I just stopped by to remind you that your to-do list is really long. There's so many things for you to do. There's so many things for you to do. But your to-done list will always be a lot longer. Oh, the things you've done, the things you've climbed over, the things you've mowed down, the things you've achieved, the things you've completed. You haven't even paid close attention to all the things you've done because we're so busy looking at the things to do, still left to do. And so I just wanted to remind you that in this season, you are the most important person that you can pour into, that your personal development is everything right now. Your personal development, your mental development, your emotional development. And it doesn't just come in moving swiftly and powerfully. Sometimes the best emotional, spiritual, mental development, physical development comes in your stillness. It comes in your willingness to allow a moment to seep in, allow an experience to seep in, allowing a compliment to seep into your souls. That when someone looks at you and says, wow, I see greatness in you. I see possibility in you. I know it's not easy, but it's necessary. And you're the perfect person for the job, whatever that job is. I know when I used to hear that, I used to grapple with the fact that what do they see in me? Like, what are you seeing in me? You seem to see more in me on some days than I see in myself. And that might be true. If there are people around you that are seeing more for you than you see for you, that's okay. Just make sure there are times when they're seeing more for you than you're seeing for yourself. You ask them, can you borrow their lenses? And watch yourself through their lenses. I'm the woman I am today because I borrowed my friends' lenses. I borrowed my prayer partners' lenses of how they saw me. I borrowed their vision for me. I said, can I adopt your vision for me? Because your vision is really nice. It's 2020 vision, and my vision still needs a little clarity. And on those days, that's when you live by faith. You don't focus on what you can see. You focus on what you know, like you know, like you know, like you know. You know, you may have heard the story of me when I was in school. I was in 15. I was a swimmer, and I loved swimming. I love swimming. I mean, I would get in the water by 9 a.m. and I wouldn't get out of the water until about 5:45 p.m. with only an hour break a day to eat. I love the water, and I love swimming competition, but I had one small problem. I would always I would always come in dead last. I mean, if they had 6 lanes, I come in 6th. If they had 8 lanes, I come in 8th. If they had 10 lanes, I come in 10th. They once had 11 lanes, and I came in 11th, and the judge put on my ribbon that I came in 12th. I said, excuse me, judge, I came in 11th. Can you fix this? He said, sweetheart, you came in last. It doesn't matter. I said, it does matter to me. I would always come in dead last. Say that. Dead last. Don't just say last. You got to say it like you would say it if you were telling someone. She comes in dead last. I mean, I always did. And I would get this thing called an honorable mention. And I don't know if you're an athlete, you're already laughing at me. It's okay. An honorable mention is that thing. Yeah, let me just thank you. An honorable mention is like, it's a ribbon that says, thank you for showing up. You didn't do diddly squat, but we don't want you to leave here empty-handed. Y'all come back now, you hear? So I would always have honorable mentions. I mean, I had a lot of honorable mentions. We had like 13, 14 swim meets that year, and I came in dead last. Yes, on every single swim meet. I loved swimming. I just wasn't fast enough, I guess. And I would go home and I would just kind of throw the honorable mention on the table. My mom actually thought that I was doing something. She thought it was a real, like I placed, like I was competitive. And so she would take my honorable mentions and she would put them on the wall. And my brother nicknamed it Lisa's Loser Shrine. It was horrible. This particular day in Los Angeles, in East LA, we were about to swim against a really, really tough team. They were really fast in the pool, and they were really mean out of the pool. So I knew that they were going to beat me in the pool, and then they were going to try to beat me up out of the pool. It was horrible. So I decided to go to my grandmother's house, what I consider to be the safest place on the planet to dream and to quit. And today, I was going to quit. I said, Grandma, every week I give my best. And you might know what I'm talking about here. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you can type in chat, if you can post inside of the group, post inside the group, whatever way you can say, Lisa, I feel you. Lisa, that's me. We always like to say Yana, Y-A-N-A. You are not alone. That's me. I said to my grandmother, Grandma, I'm tired. I'm just tired. If that's you, just kind of give me a little raise. Let me know in chat. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting my all in and feeling like I'm getting nothing out. I'm tired. I go to practice and I give it my all, and no one really even acknowledges that I'm there. I'm tired. I go to the swim meet and I swim. I do my best, Grandma. And when I come in dead last, say it, dead last, the team gets together and they talk about each other's placing, and they don't even acknowledge my effort. They kind of dismiss me. Grandma, even though I came in dead last, I gave my best. So today, Grandma, I'm tired. And you might be here, you may be in this place. And so if you are in this place, if you're exhausted, if you feel like I can't take any more, I'm at my wit's end, then this message, this story is for you. I said, Grandma, I came here to tell you, I quit. I quit. I'm quitting swimming today. I'm not going to that swimming tomorrow. I quit. And I wanted you to be the first to know. She said, quit? I said, quit, ma'am? Like, I don't know what better way to say quit. She said, baby, come sit down right here. She said, you're young. You don't know that much yet. She said, let Grandma tell you a story. She said, you came from, and I'm saying this to you, I think my grandmother told me this so that I can come share this with you. She said, baby, she starts every sentence with every grandchild with baby. Baby, you came from a long, long, long line of winners. She said, see, your ancestors, your great, great, great ancestors, see, they had to work so hard against their own will. And so many people in their era died, but yours didn't. You know why, baby? Why, Grandma? Because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, your great, great grandparents, I don't know if you know, but they picked cotton. My grandparents, my parents, her parents, they picked cotton. They picked cotton not for 2, not for 5, not for 6, but for 10 to 12 hours a day. They had blisters on their fingers and blisters on their toes. I said, really? She said, and some people died of heat stroke in the cotton fields, but your great, great ancestors, they didn't. You know why, baby? Why, Grandma? She said, because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, I didn't have the luxuries that you had. She said, you know that fireplace right there? And I looked, yes. She said, I cooked dinner in that fireplace for your daddy and your aunties. I'd heard about my grandmother cooking dinners in the fireplace. My aunts and uncles and my parents told me. But now my grandmother's saying it. You know why I cooked dinner in that fireplace? I said, why, Grandmother? She said, because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, I know you think your mama and your daddy are crazy sometimes. I said, I do. She said, but they have sacrificed things that they would never, ever tell you. They've made sacrifices you would never, ever know about. You know why? Because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, so baby, I know you think you have the option of quitting. I might be talking to you right now. Grandma might be coming through me talking to you right now. I know you think you have the option of quitting, but Grandma needs to set the record straight. Winning is in your blood. You don't even have quitting in your bloodline, baby. She said, so you going out there, I kid you guys not, this is my grandmother said, you going out there and you swim that race tomorrow the way you always swim it. And Grandma's going to say the same prayer she always says, God, thank you for giving my baby the victory before she ever starts the race. Now, I understand it now, but I didn't understand it at 15. So, of course, I looked at my grandmother. I said, Grandma, I know you say I won, and I know that God says I won, but the judge, he keep giving me this honorable mention. Somebody needs to give the judge notice that I won. She said, baby, go on out there and swim that swim meet like I said. I walked away saying, I am never, ever coming over here to quit again. That would epically failed. It epically failed. I arrive at the gym the next day, scared, nervous, ready for my beatdown. Both of my beatdowns. And soon as I walk in the gym, I see the worst visual ever, the worst scene ever in my entire swimming career of like 5 years at that time. I see my entire family in the bleachers. Lisa, hey girl, we love you. We got your back. We see you. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. No, there's only one thing worse than coming in dead last, is having your entire family witness you coming in dead last. And I don't know about your family, but my family would surely be at the next holiday gathering saying, girl, yeah, she was splashing water. She was splashing water everywhere, but she wasn't moving fast at all. She need to grab a salad, not that hot dog. And my family would literally, I would not hear the end of it. And so I look at my family, I'm like, why are y'all here? I mean, hi. How did y'all find out about my meet? Grandmama called us and said, y'all go support that baby. We got you. I walk over to the judge. I look at the judge and say, hi, Judge, my name is Lisa Nichols. I'm here for the 15-16 freestyle. Can I just get my honorable mention now? He said, oh, I'm sorry. You missed your heat. They already swam. I said, oh, that's okay. Next time. I was excited to be off the hook. But then the judge did something I didn't expect. He looked over at my coach. Coach, would you like your athlete to swim with the next heat, the 17, 18-year-olds? We got one lane free. I was like, no, I don't want to swim with the 17, 18-year-olds. The 15, 16-year-olds have me for lunch. The 17, 18-year-olds, I'll be their appetizer. Please don't do it, please. My coach said, Lisa, you need the practice. Go ahead, swim. I said, I don't need the practice. I got a loser shrine at home. I got a whole shrine of last places. I'm fine. She said, Lisa, go ahead and swim. I was a dutiful athlete. When my coach said something, I did it. So I get on deck. And immediately I noticed the difference between a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. At 15, I had on my blue bathing suit with lace. At 18, Speedos. I was like, At 15, I had my hair going cornrow back and cornrows, and I had on matching blue barrettes. At 18, Speedo cap. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna go good. At 15, I had on waterproof mascara. At 18, goggles. I was like, oh, this is really gonna be bad. At 15, hi, how are you? I'm trying to be friendly with everybody before we start. Hi, my name is Lisa. Could you wait for me when the race is over? Just if you could wait for me, maybe. Anybody? Hi. At 18, swimmers to your mark. Okay. Okay. Father, you said that if it gets difficult, all I need is the faith of a mustard seed. I think I need a bigger seed, like a watermelon seed or maybe I don't know, seed, but I think I need something bigger. Sit. You said all I need to do is to believe in myself, to know that I could do it. And to believe it's possible. And you may be in that place right now. Pow! The gun went off. I hit the water and I began to do something different I'd never done before. As I swam, quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I kept chanting what my grandmother said. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I saw that there was one girl even with me. I said, oh, today she's coming in what? Dead last. I did the flip turn. I turned around. Quitters never win. Come on, say it with me. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win. Say it with me. Winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I hit the wall. I looked to my left. There was no one there. Huh? I looked to my right. There was no one there. I said, what is going on? I looked up at my coach and I said, Coach, am I so slow they got out the pool already? Like, this is bad. I'm getting slower by the day. My coach is going crazy. Lisa, look behind you, look behind you. And I turn around and the first person had just hit the halfway mark. Oh my God. I said, Coach, what happened? Am I supposed to swim 3 laps? What was I? Should I go back? She said, no, Lisa, what did you do differently? What did you do? What did you do? I said, I cornrowed my hair. I put on my barrettes. I put on my mascara. Oh, I know. I chanted this thing that my grandmother said to me yesterday. She said, what was it? I said, quitters never win and winners never quit. I said, Coach, what happened? She said, Lisa, today at age 15, you just broke the 17, 18-year-old national record. The only thing that changed was the conversation going on in my head. The only thing that changed, the only variable that was different that week, I tell you, my sister, my brother, the only variable was what I told myself I could do and who I told myself I was. And my body began to follow the command. My mind began to send a message to every cell in my body that I had a place in this world, and it was as a winner. And the circumstances begin to shift. I begin to shift them. And so I challenge you. I challenge you to feed yourself a conversation that you've never fed yourself before, or feed yourself a conversation that you've never believed before. See the part of you that's so bright, so powerful. See the part of you that's your birthright to see. Measure yourself not based on your environment, not based on your history, not based on your circumstances, but measure yourself based on your birthright. Based on who you're becoming. I challenge you. I lovingly challenge you and charge you. Can you step into a space where you look back and you blow your own mind? By the way you love, by the way you forgive, by the way you show up, by the stillness, by the peace in your mind. I stopped by, sis. I stopped by, brother, as your sister in the journey to remind you that you are a winner. You always have been a winner. The outcome of any incident, the outcome of any business transaction, any relationship, your health and wellness doesn't define who you are. You've always been a winner. And I'm just excited to have my heart, my soul touch your heart and touch your soul. And you may have already known everything I've said. Then I just came by to stand in agreement with you. But if you had a tendency over these tumultuous months to forget anything that I may have said, I stopped by as your reminder. And as you move forward, just remember that I'm your sister in possibility and in prosperity. And every single time you hear me say that I believe in you and that I love you, it's not a shtick. It's because I do. Be well. We'll see each other again real soon.
Thank you. That was amazing, Lisa. That was amazing. I'm going to bring you in, Lisa. I was swimming there with you. Let me just unmute you. Sorry.
There you go. I did it.
There you go.
Quitters
Yeah.
never win, winners never quit, right? Oh, this one, because I was looking at it, and whenever I listen to anyone, me included, I listen as a woman. I listen as a mother, and I was going, yeah. So thank you for that as well. I enjoyed it.
No, it was lovely. It was a great presentation, and hey, there you were, amazing energy, Lisa. You've had such an amazing life, and obviously, you know, having gone through what you've gone through and challenging lives, and you turned your life around, and not at a relatively young age. I'm saying, I mean, you know, you started late, and one of the initial things I wanted to say to you is that I think personally, having, you know, with the Best You, a lot of times people tend to think that it's too late for them, and they're still in their early 30s or 40s, and they think it's just too late.
Yeah. So I spent my 20s. I love to jokingly, not so jokingly, say I spent my 20s figuring out what I was really bad at. Meaning I got fired from 5 jobs in my 20s, and I finally settled in on and accepted that I wanted to inspire people when I was 28. I got the courage to take the first piece of action on that desire when I was 31, 32. And I didn't figure out how to make it a business until I was 40. I spent 9 or 10 years in service, but in sort of like the struggle service, the hustle service, I call it the Braille business. I was blindly doing business, not understanding. So it took me a while to get into my groove, to own it, to see and accept what other people saw in me, to stand on my story and not in my story. Your story sometimes isn't a platform. Sometimes your story is sinking sand. And so that same story that you shared, that you talk about, that you reference, for a long time, it was a ball and chain to me versus being an example for others. And so I say that there needs to be enough time under your belt to give you enough experiences to honor the man, the woman that you are right now. And sometimes that comes at 25, sometimes it comes at 45, sometimes it comes at 50. Don't measure yourself on someone else's timeline. Like, that's the whole conversation about women feeling like they need to be married by a certain age. Well, someone started that, and then we begin to adopt it, and all of a sudden we think we're a failure if we're not married by 30. I'm a better woman today. I'm excited about my husband to be. I'm getting married later this year, and I know he's getting the best version of me, right? And so your timeline is not everyone else's timeline. So remember what Benjamin Franklin said: comparison is and will always be the thief of all your joy. So we only think we're too old because we're comparing ourselves to something that someone said. So don't buy into that.
And what's your thoughts regarding, you know, a lot of people now, I think, either because the circumstances are dictating a new reality,
yes,
or because, hey, they're saying, you know what, there's no longer a career, or I have to start all over again. There's a lot of people that are struggling in appreciating and understanding and embracing. I'm always one that says, look, welcome change. The moment you start looking at change as a friend, you know, and so what's your advice for people that have that challenge of not making or taking the necessary steps?
Right. Well, first of all, I don't want to be Pollyanna about it at all. And I don't want anyone to perceive I'm saying some change. And in this case, change came wrapped in sandpaper.
Yes.
Change came wrapped in tragedy. Change came wrapped in demand and requirement. And what I do know is that we don't like our options to be taken away from us. And in this environment, the need for change wasn't the desire for change. It wasn't the standard process of change. It was the requirement of change. So just the mere fact of how change was introduced to us. One of my spiritual mentor once told me, you can deliver me 2 pieces of information that are the exact same. But if you deliver one on sterling silver and the other on a trash can top, They're both silver, but I will receive the information a lot differently. And so I won't take away that this need for change and pivot was delivered on a trash can top. You know, it took away a lot. However, what to me lends to the way you will embrace a new reality is in direct relationship, Bernardo, to the way you trust yourself. And so it all goes back to us. Do you trust your ability to pivot? Do you trust your ability to bounce back? Do you trust your ability to climb out of a difficult situation and find the gift that came wrapped in sandpaper? Do you trust you in this time? The time is going to be what it is. The opportunity is for you to trust you. And how do you do that? The way you begin to trust you more, and I had to learn this so much, Bernardo, is that you look back at the evidence. There is evidence upon evidence upon evidence that you are resilient. In a court of law, the entire system is built on evidence. And yet in our lives, we have tons of evidence that we can rise above our circumstances. We can navigate through changing times. And yet we forget in a moment like this where the pressure's up and the demand is high, we forget to focus on the evidence in our lives that we're strong enough, we're powerful enough, we're resilient enough, we're willing to pivot, we're gentle enough. We forget to focus on the evidence. And so I would say, look at the evidence of who you've been. Now, if the evidence points to, I don't know if I can make it through this, then go and collect new opportunities. Gather evidence in the now. Time and evidence will absolutely increase your belief and your trust and your momentum.
And the other thing is, Lisa, is I find that a lot of people, especially maybe now when they feel more isolated, is that people are trying to do it alone. I keep reinforcing the idea that this is a time of asking for help, of partnering up with people, of learning from the best, of coaching, being coached, being mentored. I think that's one of the beauties, I think, of obviously our lovely, amazing, inspiring industry, is that we're bringing what, you know, the educational system isn't bringing. People should ask for help, shouldn't they? They should learn from, well, like people like yourself.
Yeah. Well, the distant does not mean disconnected. Someone type that in chat. Type that to yourself. Write that to yourself. Distant, be socially distant. That does not mean be socially disconnected. So don't make distant and disconnect and disconnect mean the same. Distant is distant. It's a physical thing. Disconnect can be emotional, mental, or spiritual. And so connect, be socially distant and connected, right? That's your motto. 2021, we're socially distant and connected. And then you begin to find all of the modality. When you welcome in that mindset, all of a sudden you find all the modalities that support that. My father was just in the hospital, for by the grace of God, he's out now with COVID. And every day, 3 times a day, I was in his phone on camera. I mean, it was like I spent more time with my dad face to face during the 5 days he was in the hospital than I had in the 2 previous weeks. Because every day I want him to see me. And then I would FaceTime him. I was radical. I would FaceTime him, get on FaceTime. And then I would get 15 of my family members on Zoom. And then I would turn the camera of the phone to the camera on the screen, and everyone could see him every day. And so are you willing to be creative? Are you willing to create? We're in a creative state. You ask me who's going to rise above this time? It's those of us who are willing to create. It's those of us who are willing to expand and contract when necessary, to live part between fluid and flexible. Rigid will not get you through this time. For those of us who are willing to live both in compassion and resiliency, accept no, but then create another way to get there. To recognize that if you are in your cave, called your house, or wherever you are socially distant, then invite someone in your cave with you. Being in your cave does not mean you have to be in your cave by yourself. To realize that we thrive on connection. And you have to watch out if you're an introvert. If you're an introvert or an introvert posing as an extrovert based on the work that you do. My fiance is an introvert posing as an extrovert because he's on the news. And that's okay. Just make sure you have what you call someone as your safe space so that you stay connected, because that's our lifeline. That's our pulse. The behavior wants to stay alone because we feel awkward with people in some cases, but the heart wants to connect. That's why we want love. That's why we look for love. That's why we hope for love. And so be willing to be obedient to your heart, even to the discomfort of the behavior or characteristics that you have to climb over. Be willing. I tell my students, I have students who jump in on Zoom, and I have students who participate, but they participate on the perimeter. Participate, whether you participate in the center or on the perimeter. We are a tribal culture. We want to be inside a tribe. We want to be connected. In any conversation that your mind tells you otherwise, I want you to refute it and say, I want connection, and let me find it in a way that's comfortable for me.
That's great advice, Lisa. Thank you so much. So what are you finding you're doing more of with people that you teach, you coach? Anything different apart from obviously from a distance and not being able to get in big seminar rooms?
Yeah. What's really wild is I'm teaching more, to your point. People want to stay connected, so they're navigating themselves to a tribe. They're hooking their caboose to someone else's train. So I have a lot of cabooses on the end of my train, and I'm excited about that. I now feed and fuel my body, preparing for more people's caboose on my train, because I know this is a time where it's time for me to show up and do the thing that you and I signed up to do at a greater point than ever. What I find that I'm teaching on more is I'm teaching on the willingness to make a plan that you knew would have worked and then change the plan, and teaching people how to change the plan without releasing the original plan, just allowing that plan to sit. I'm also teaching on how do you move forward when the noise around you is loud and negative. How do you move around? I'm teaching on how to have courageous cultural conversations. In the climate that we've dealt with in America, which spread to, thank God, a global conversation around social justice, how do we have courageous conversations? The majority of my teaching circle is non-African American. And so a lot of my white friends who are responsible, socially astute, they want to make a difference in the world, they're asking me for direction. How do I enter this conversation responsibly and effectively? And there's the wildest thing that the last 6 months of 2020, all I was doing was teaching non-Black friends of mine and colleagues and strangers, how do you have a conversation that's courageous, culturally courageous, and everyone is left standing? How do we do that? So I've been teaching on a lot of that as well. And then the final thing that I've been teaching on is showing people how to use their voice in the highest effective way. I'm honored, Bernardo, that you referred to me as one of the strongest speakers that you've ever heard. And a lot of people have given me that title, and I don't take it lightly. And my responsibility in being considered one of the greatest speakers, if that is what people consider me, is to teach the technique to make others. No, you're not supposed to be anywhere alone. And in my prayer time 5 years ago, I was praying and asking God, what should I be doing next? And the download I heard was, it's time to stop being Michael Jordan on the speaker's court, and it's time to become Phil Jackson. And if you don't know, Phil Jackson was Michael Jordan's coach. And I didn't take that lightly. And so I've been teaching people how to own and hone their voice in this time, because now we're visual, we're virtual. We're virtual and we're visual. And so my plate has been full of things that I'm honored and grateful to be able to do for everyone, including the community here.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm very conscious of your time. So look, and this is my last question. And it was literally on point with which was my last question. You've been very generous. Thank you for giving a one-to-one in your coaching, which I mean, seriously, I said to my team, don't give that out. I'm going to take that for me. I'm only joking, but no, I mean, it's very generous, and we're going to pick a winner. We're going to pick a winner, but thank you so much. So just leave us, give us a couple of tips. I know there's a lot to it, but give us what makes a great speaker.
Absolutely. So I'd like to modify that request, and it says, what makes an unforgettable speaker?
Love it.
Because a lot of people can be great, but what you want to be is unforgettable in any role that you play. And oh, by the way, I appreciate your determination to get me on this show. And I want you to know that you have the invitation from me. I know I have 1,000 firewalls between me, but you have the invitation to me for us to do this again.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
So you can say I said it. You can send them the video. She said it out of her own mouth.
I will. Thank you.
What makes an unforgettable speaker? I'm going to give you a few techniques. So if you have a pen, write this down.
Write this down.
Yeah. And I do a free webinar on this on my site. So I decided to give it away as much as I could. But a couple of things. Number one, don't tell a story, show the story. Consider yourself an oral movie. So what you saw when I was talking about Quitters Never Win is you were in the pool with me. You were at grandma's house with me. You saw my family in the stands. You saw me looking left and right. I showed you the movie. So you need more time in your storytelling. So I opened up. I gave you 12, 13 minutes of a story. Now, embedded in the story is a lesson. Following the story is a lesson, but give the story enough time and then show the story. How do you show the story? Answer these questions. What was I thinking? What was I feeling? Right? And then color for me what I was doing. Show me what I was doing. So take me in your head, take me in your heart. And normally speakers don't do that because it's too vulnerable. And so show me a story. Second thing is to demonstrate the process of verbal highlights. Verbal highlights is when I said, Grandma, I want to quit. And Grandma said, what? So play with that vibration of sound. Allow your sound to be like a keyboard. Most people on a keyboard speaking, they only play in the center keys. You want to be Alicia Keys. You want to be, you want to be Stevie Wonder. You want to be John Legend. You want to go all the way out. And that's in your voice tone. So you want to play with that. So the second thing is verbal highlights. The first is show me the story, don't tell me. Second is verbal highlights. The third is the reason why my audience comes with me so much is I use a technique called the audience connection technique. I created it. I named it. It has the worst name in the world. It's called the me, we, you method. It's the worst name, but I was excited. And that is, there was a time in my life when I didn't believe in Lisa. We have a tendency to question ourselves. Have you ever wondered if you could do it? What I just did to you, Bernardo, is I just did me, we, you. And it's so smooth. It's smooth like butter. People don't even see it. They don't even know what's happening. I have a tendency to sometimes wonder, can I be as great as I think I can be? We wonder at times. We want to get to that mountain, but we don't know how to get there. Have you ever had a time when you wanted to get somewhere, but you immediately begin to question, are you qualified? I just did me, we, you. When you do that, instead of saying, I'm so great up here on my mountaintop, you're actually bringing the audience along with you. And all of a sudden they say to you what this gentleman said to me in Los Angeles about 21 years ago. I was about 30, 31, 32. He was 65. And he walked up to me after a keynote and he says, I'm a 65-year-old white Jewish man who's filthy rich. I'm a director in Hollywood and I'm extremely cynical. And you are my sister. And I said, what? He's like, and then the next word he said is, I feel like you're my twin. And I was like, what? And what I spent years, Bernardo, trying to figure out what did I do to make that 65-year-old wealthy man, white Jewish man, I'm a 31-year-old Black woman, broke at the time. We had nothing physically in common, but he said I was his sister twin. What I did was I showed emotion, I showed thoughts, I showed journey, and he related to the journey. And so those are a few techniques. And of course, please, if you want more, I have more. I'm happy to share it, and I would love to.
Listen, Lisa, thank you so much. That was a masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you made some notes there. Thank you so much, Lisa. That was amazing. Lisa, we've got all your details. If you're live here at the Expo today or tomorrow, please make sure you go to her booth. She's got lots of giveaways. They're giving lots of great information. Lisa has an amazing team. Lisa, just give us your webpage for those that are watching this as a recording. Best way to contact you.
Absolutely. Motivatingthemasses.com. Motivatingthemasses.com. Come join our community, come join our tribe, and let's find ways that we can serve you. I appreciate your time. I celebrate you for what you do. Thank you for finding value in what I do enough to bring me in front of your community. And I know that this is the first, but not the last time.
No, thank you so much. It's an absolute honor. Congratulations, an amazing career. And listen, and you've taken some time off your holiday. So thank you. Enough time. Thank you so much, Lisa. Lots of love. Lots of love. Thank you, Lisa. What an amazing, inspiring lady. Absolutely beautiful in so many different ways. I've been a big fan of Lisa, as I said at the beginning, and boys, girls, speakers, coaches, trainers, therapists, whoever you are. She's an inspiring lady who obviously has phenomenal expertise. So I highly recommend that you check her out on the webpage and join her community and work with her team. They're absolutely excellent. So we're going to be playing a commercial now. I want to show just a very quick video about our TV channel. Everything is obviously being aired on Roku, Amazon, Apple TV. So you can watch it. You might be watching this as a recording. If you're interested in speaking, exhibiting at the expo, contact us. But in the meantime, let's show you a quick video about the Best You TV, and we'll be back in 2.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, the Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to the Best You TV.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live.
So at the Best You Expo over the years, we brought you, as I said, thousands of speakers. And in our library of content, which is available on the Best You TV, well, we've got so many great people. We've got Barbara the Angelist, who spoke at the Expo quite a few years ago, Sharon Lecter. We've got Bill Walsh, who just spoke again today. We've got Les Brown. We have people that have spoken obviously over the past. We've got Didi Wong, Dr. Sonia Stribling. We have a phenomenal lineup of speakers that have shared our stage and just inspired so many people. We've got so many different breakout rooms as well, the Empowering Women, the Passion to Profit. We've got the Best for Business. So we really cater for anyone and everyone. So the Best You Expo will continue to bring you more events. We've got one coming up in London at the beginning of February. So if you're watching this expo literally now live, well, we got one coming up in London and we're very excited about that. That's where it all started. It started around 6 years ago, and the Best You Expo has grown into this massive platform, which now, we run these virtual expos all around the world. We're just doing this one in Miami. We're going to have one coming out, as I said, in London. We've got a Best Youth Expo, and we're going to be announcing more expos, maybe one coming up in India. Who knows? We might be announcing that tomorrow. We might be running an expo for women. We've got all sorts of activities, but right now our focus is taking all our content and taking our shows and our experts to the TV channel. So make sure that you join us. I'm going to be playing a very quick commercial that's going to show you one of the shows that we've got up there, which is Dr. Fabrizio Mancini's Thriving in the New Normal. That's one of the TV shows that we have, and something that we've already showed right now is a new series called the Best Series. Now, the Best Series is a series that we're creating for the best coaches, authors, speakers, and mentors. So if you want to get involved in one of those, you can. But for now, I want to show you a quick show from Dr. Fabrizio Mancini, Thriving in the New Normal, now available on the Best You TV.
We are living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Thriving in the New Normal is my new TV show created just for you. Are you aware that while most people are surviving during this new normal, others are thriving like never before? Which one are you? Circumstances have never defined a person. Our responses do. What if you could experience the thoughts and behaviors of some of the most successful people in the world and how they have chosen to respond? Let us help you become the person you were destined to be and not just your current reality. You deserve it. Get ready to thrive. Watch my show now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play.
So we're going to be bringing in our next guest, which is Darren Winters, who's spoken at quite a few other expos, but I wanted to inform you that obviously a lot of the talks and the content that we have, and every single talk, because not everything is uploaded to television, but every other talk that we've had over the years and courses are now available for you on the Best You Online. There's a subscription model there. It's only $159 for the year, or $15.90 a month. We're giving a free 15-day if you wanted to try it out. But we've got so many courses in there. And in there, we also have a course for Darren Winter. He's got a course for Sharon Lecter. We've got Jason Vale. We've got so many great courses up there. So make sure that you have a look around. I'm going to play a very quick commercial about the Best You Online. Then we're going to play another commercial. And then we're going to start with Darren Winters, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. With over 500 speakers, The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Hi, well, we're going to be joining Darren Winters in a few minutes. And in the meantime, well, we're just going to tell you a little bit more about the Best You with this very quick commercial, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
The Best You is leading the way in the industry of personal and professional growth. Through our magazine, expos, e-learning, TV, club, and awards, the Best You's objective is to help people achieve their dreams, to do more, to be more, to live a life without limits. Join us if you believe in helping and inspiring others, in changing the world, in making it a more just and fair place through education and inspiration. Our goal: everyone, everywhere, now. If you are interested in making a difference, working, partnering, volunteering, supporting, or even licensing the Best You, let's talk. Let's work together and make the world a better place.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. With over 500 speakers, The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Hi, I'm Bernardo Moy. I'm the founder of The Best You, and I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. The really exciting thing about the Best You is our growth strategy. Look, we're going to be running expos all over the world. We've done them now in London and California. We're exploring about running them in Miami. We're looking at running them in Canada, in Mexico. It's just the beginning. So this business model where we will license the Best You Expo will enable us, will allow us to attract more and more speakers, to attract the biggest brands, to attract all the thinkers that will want to be involved, not only in the local, but in the international reach and approach that we have. This will provide us phenomenal revenue and so much content through all the talks and all the different partners that we will have around the world. And there's so many opportunities for people like yourself, for you to be able to get involved in the Best You now. Thank you so much.
Now, the Best You personal and professional development virtual expos are happening globally in 2021. Whether you want to speak, exhibit, or attend, these are online events for all those passionate about living a better life, creating a better world, gaining greater mindfulness and meaning in these new times, and becoming the best version of themselves. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
What is life? What is life? Your life isn't just about what you're doing now. Your life is the sum of every hope you ever had and everything you ever wanted to be. Life is about the situations you deal with, how you get to where you want to be, and how you become who you want to be. Life is a collection of moments and memories. Life is about being alive, feeling alive. Life is about dealing with whatever fate throws at you. Life is about staying on top when things are challenging. Life is about enjoying yourself, about finding yourself, about leaving a legacy. Life is about living and feeling good, about staying ahead. It's about being the best you. What you want, what we all want, is a life without limits. So why don't you be the best you?
Hey, welcome back. So I'm very excited to introduce my next speaker, who's already spoken at one of our previous expos, and his name is Darren Winters. Darren is a self-made multimillionaire investor and successful entrepreneur. And after learning one-to-one from the world top trainers and investors, traders and investors, Darren took himself from a normal job and a mountain of debt to become a multimillionaire in just a few short years. He has now taught thousands of people how anyone can use the same proven yet surprising simple investment strategies to become financially independent, whatever their current situation is. And he has spoken at investment conferences around the world. His talks are consistently very popular. And after the standing room is gone, he's had lots of people signing up, obviously, for all his training. And I've got to say that particularly for me, I did his trading course, I think it was like a month ago, and it was a completely eye-opener. He runs free children's wealth days where he teaches kids how to get a great wealth mindset and how to invest. So important. He also holds charity live trading days where all the proceeds from the event are given to children's charities. So Darren, thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you, Bernardo.
Thank you. Darren, I've got to say, since obviously I attended your trading, I was one of those that, first of all, I understood nothing about trading. And then when I left it, all of a sudden, it was just like a complete eye-opener. And I keep going back to the notes and all the things that I learned from you. And I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. So congratulations. And I mentioned to you last time, I think within the personal development industry, where a lot of people focus on mindset. And I know you cover some very interesting aspects of mindset. I did learn some very exciting and interesting tips in there. But so many people focus on mindset. They focus on becoming the best version of themselves, but they tend to leave the financial aspect on the side. And I find that fascinating because obviously if you're not financially independent, it's more difficult to have the right mindset. And that's what you bring. You bring so much expertise that way. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the training course as well. I think you're absolutely right. A lot of people, they focus on all these other areas of their life, but if they sorted out the financial side first, it gives you time. It gives you time to be able to concentrate on the things you love and be with the people you want to be with. It's kind of a vehicle to allow you to do everything else. So
absolutely, you can then now write books and travel the world, and who cares if no one attends your seminars because you'll have a good bank account. So Darren, I'm going to leave you. We're going to play your presentation, and I'll be back at the end to go and through some Q&A. So thank you so much, Darren.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. So I think we are about to. Let me see if I can. Okay, I think we are about to play the presentation there. Yeah, perfect. couple of technical issues, but we're almost there, I think. Let's just get the slide. Check. So if you could just let me know, if you could type in the letter S in the chat window, if you can see my screen. Anybody who's online right now, if you can just type in S. Okay, excellent, good. So you can see this green screen, a picture of me when I had a short haircut a couple of years ago. That's all working fine. So this talk is about how to make money from home in a way that takes very little time and that anyone can do. Doesn't matter on your experience, doesn't matter on your background, anyone can do this. And I would say, if you're a bit unsure about this topic or you know nothing about this topic, that is absolutely fine. I'm going to explain it in a really clear, simple way. And in today's talk, I'm going to give you some of the best trading and investing strategies in the world. Full, complete strategies, exactly how to do this. And even if you're a complete beginner, I'm going to give you strategies that you'll be able to use straight away. Now, to start off with, I thought it might be a good idea to show you what's possible once you get good at this. As I'm sure, well, when I started to get very good at this, I taught all of my family how to do it. I taught my children, I taught my wife, I taught my sisters, I taught my brother. And I'm sure, like quite a few of you, recently we've been on house lockdown due to this corona situation. And my wife's been at home. She's been doing a bit of gardening, spending some time with the children. She's also been spending about 30 minutes every day trading. And my wife, she hates anything very technical. So she got me to teach her a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. And I thought I'd show you her trading results for the first 4 weeks of lockdown. So I actually took a photo of her trading screen. So this is my wife's trading results, first 4 weeks of lockdown, doing about 30 minutes trading a day. And if you can see there, it's £95,000 profit. That was in 4 weeks. So that's about 120,000 US dollars in 4 weeks. So she was averaging about, well, what is that? She was averaging about $4,000 profit a day, doing about 30 minutes trading a day. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the exact same strategies that she was using to do that. So you're in for a really great session today. And I'm going to give you the full strategy. So hopefully you've got a pad and a pen, something to take notes, got some incredible stuff to share with you. So let's have a look at this. First of all, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, due to this whole corona situation, stock markets around the world did a big crash down. They've now bounced back up a long way, and in many cases, they've gone even higher than before this whole corona thing started. And what happens is, about every 10 to 12 years, there is a big stock market crash. And whether it's due to corona or something else, this stock market crash was well overdue. And I mean, as terrible as this whole corona situation is, and I really do hope you and your family have been keeping safe and well, it's at times like this, when there's a crisis, when there's kind of chaos around the world, that you need to keep a calm head to protect yourself health-wise, but also to protect yourself financially. And right now is probably the best time ever to make money in the stock market and the Forex markets. I would say, well, I believe in every bad situation there is an opportunity, and right now is probably the biggest opportunity in our lifetime to make money in the markets. So your timing to be on this training today is fantastic. So let's have a look at this. Oh, and I should say, during this talk, I will ask you a few questions. Please do type your answer into the chat window, because that way I know you can still hear me and I know you're following along and understanding. And also, the more interactive you are, the better you'll learn this. So if I ask a question, please do type the answer in the chat window. I'll know you're still there, still following along. So there are two main ways to make money. The first way is what people who are not investing do. How do people who are not investing make money? They work. They have a job or they own their own business. And what are they doing? They're exchanging their time for money. And when they get the money, what do they do with it? They spend it on their lifestyle. They pay the rent, the mortgage, the bills, the food. Hopefully, they've got a bit left over to enjoy their lifestyle. Now, what's the problem with that situation? What happens to the money? It runs out. They've then got to sacrifice their lifestyle to spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. The money runs out. They've got to spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. That is what we call the financial trap, where you've got to constantly exchange your time for money. Now, maybe you're currently in that situation. Perhaps you have a job or you own your own business and you have to keep on working just to support your lifestyle. And it might be the case that even though you work really hard, you still can't afford to buy the house that you really want to live in, or go on the holiday you want to go on, or drive the car you want to drive. Or maybe you've just got the stress of trying to pay the bills at the end of the month. That's one situation. The other situation is perhaps you make a lot of money, but you don't have much time. And when you do get time off, you're too tired to really enjoy it. Now, whether you have a job or you own your own business, if you want true financial security, true financial freedom, you need to have a second stream of income where your money is working for you. So it's not taking up more of your time to earn money. And how do we get our money to work for us? By investing. Yeah, so you've got to know this stuff. And what you do is you start wherever you are now and you build up this investment until it's big enough that it's earning you enough money to pay for your lifestyle. You don't have all the time you want, you decide whether you work or not. That's what it's all about. That's what today's training is going to be about. I'm going to teach you exact strategies to get you onto this path. And I'm going to give you some really incredible strategies. So as I said, hopefully you've got a pad and a pen, take some good notes, you're in for some incredible stuff today. And what I would say is learn this for yourself, but also if you have children or grandchildren or relatives who are children, learn this so you can teach your kids, so they don't have to fall into this financial trap, so they don't have to spend their whole life working. I started teaching my kids this stuff as soon as they can understand even the basics. My daughter is now 16, my son is 18. They're really good investors because I started teaching them whilst they were young. I actually took a photo of them sitting trading together. I thought it'd make a nice picture. Managed to get one photo before they realized that I was taking pictures. Then they started messing around and pulling all kinds of faces. But if you teach your kids this stuff whilst they're young, they will get really good at it. And I actually think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. I now run what I call Children's Wealth Days, and it's an investment training course only for children. And I teach it completely free of charge, completely free for children to come on that course, because I just think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. The last Children's Wealth Day that I taught the kids for about 3 hours. I taught them a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. And we then had a live trading competition. It was $10,000 demo accounts, but real prices, real markets. Within 2 hours, the winner of that competition made over $1,000 profit. Second place, $800 profit. Third place, $700 profit. That was in 2 hours. That was 10, 11-year-old kids. Yeah? Anyone can do this if they learn the right strategies. Now, why else is it great to learn trading and investing in the Forex markets and the stock markets? And by the way, for beginners, Forex just means trading currencies. So trading the dollar, the euro, the pound. Why else is it great to learn trading and investing? Well, first of all, even complete beginners can do very well at this if you're given a proven strategy that works. And you follow the steps, even complete beginners can do very well with the right strategies. Can start small. How much money do you start investing? $250. That's all you need to get started. Or 250 euros if you're in Europe. How much time do you need? Some of the best strategies that I use and I teach take just 1 hour a week to invest. And that can be in the evening, the weekend. You've got a full-time job or a business. It's very easy to run this alongside. And you can make money in any markets. When the markets go up, you can make money. When the markets come down, you can make even more money. It's actually even easier to make money when the markets come down. And you can make money when the markets go sideways. Now, I said right at the start of this talk, when I was chatting with Raymond there, I said right now is probably the best time to be investing in the markets because of all these big movements that are happening due to this whole corona situation, the election coming up. It's an incredible time to be investing if you know the right strategies. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'm so happy you're on this training right now. Your timing is fantastic. And anyone can do this. You don't need to be good at maths. You don't need to be good at computers. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And of course, you don't need to find products. You don't need to find clients. You don't need to build up a database or website. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And you can trade from home. or anywhere in the world. I like to go on lots of vacations. I usually spend about 7 months a year on vacation. I usually spend about 3 or 4 months in the winter skiing and snowboarding. And then I spend about 3 months in the summer going to a nice beach somewhere. As I was saying to Raymond just before we started, I just came back from 5 weeks in Bulgaria by the beach. All I need to do is find an internet connection 1 hour a week, and I can do this from anywhere in the world. So whether I'm on safari with my family in Kenya, helicopter snowboarding in Japan, just got to find 1 hour a week to do these strategies. So how do you get good at investing? First of all, did you know 95% of traders and investors lose money? Did you know that? 95% of traders and investors lose money. When I heard that statistic, I got excited because I thought to myself, where's that huge amount of money going to? And where is that huge amount of money going to? The 5% who know what they're doing. I thought if I can just get into that 5%, that's a huge amount of money coming my way. And it's actually a lot easier than you might think once you know the correct strategies. Now, what's the average investor approach to investing? Average investor, what do? They read a couple of books on investing, maybe. They go online, they try and learn a little bit, maybe. And then what does the average investor do? They take out a big chunk of their life savings, they put it in the stock market, put it in the Forex markets, they cross their fingers, and what normally happens? They normally lose a lot of money pretty fast. When I first started out, I tried the average investor's approach and I lost a lot of money pretty fast. So I thought I'd better get good at this stuff. And I decided I wanted to become an outstanding investor. One of the first things I did is I read almost 300 books on trading and investing, on the stock market, Forex, commodities, indices, options. I read all the books. I then attended over 30 investment training courses all around the world. And at the time, I didn't have much money. I was actually borrowing money to pay for a lot of these courses. I paid for a lot of these training courses with my credit cards. And I thought, well, this is an investment in my future. This is going to pay back to me many times. I then tracked down some of the greatest living investors in the world, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And I got to learn one-to-one from literally the best investors in the world. I learned one-to-one from the guy who won the World Trading Championships. He started with $10,000. Within 12 months, he turned it into 1.1 million real money. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I learned from a guy who made over $1 million profit from trading in 30 seconds, Louis Borsellino. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I'd always wanted to learn about Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. Who did I learn about Bollinger Bands from? John Bollinger, the guy who invented it. Just the two of us sitting on the sofa together while he showed me his strategies. That was pretty incredible. I then came back to the UK. I live in London, applied everything I'd learned. Within a few years, I was a multi-millionaire. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best stuff I learned through that process. And I've got some really great strategies I'm going to share with you today. So take some good notes. We've got some great stuff coming in this training. So look, what are we going to cover today? Oh, actually, if you're interested, here's a few more of the people I learned from. That's me with Rob Hoffman. He won the World Trading Championships 3 times. I spent the afternoon learning his strategies. That's Louis Borsellino. He's the guy who made over $1 million profit in 30 seconds. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. That's John Bollinger, a guy who invented Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. That's Larry Williams, guy who went from 10,000 to 1.1 million in 12 months. I spent the day with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. And I also wanted to learn from anyone who'd become extremely wealthy, however they'd done it. And I'd find some of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world, and I'd learn from them. Actually, out of interest, in the chat window, type a yes if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Type a yes in the chat window if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, yes. Oh, great, loads of yeses. Okay, cool, excellent. Yes, good book. I learned Robert's strategies from him personally. Spent some time with Robert learning his strategies. I spent some time one-to-one with Richard Branson, multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in Europe, learning his strategy. So learn from some pretty incredible people. And as I said, in today's training, I'm going to teach you some of the best stuff I learned through that whole process. So let's have a look. Let's get started. First question, and this is the all-important question. How do you get good at investing? The first part is to learn some proven strategies that work. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you some proven strategies that work. jot these down, you'll be able to use them straight away. If you want to get really good at investing, that's the hard part. Because one of the best ways to get really good really fast is find someone who's a very, very good trader and investor and get them to mentor you one-to-one. And that's what I did. I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And that probably is the best way to get really good really fast. Now, I say that's the hard part to do, because if someone is a very, very good trader and investor, chances are they either charge a heck of a lot of money for one-to-one mentoring, or they just don't offer it at all. So that is actually quite hard to do. And before you ask, I do occasionally do one-to-one mentoring, but it's not cheap. I currently charge $30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. And you might think, well, how could I justify charging that amount? Because I know that what I teach the person, they can use to make far, far more than that. And a bit later on in my talk, I'll let you hear from a few of my students. You'll hear the kind of incredible things they've been able to do using these strategies. But I can tell you right now, many, many, many of my students have gone on to make tens of thousands of dollars profit, hundreds of thousands, million plus, multi-million dollars profit. Some of my students have become so successful, they're now semi-famous in their own right. You may have even heard of some of these people. For example, Marcus de Maria, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. Greg Secker, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. So let's have a look. What are we going to cover today? In today's training, this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the smart way to invest, system that I came up with after being mentored by some of the world's top traders. I'm going to give you a sector strategy, very profitable, very reliable. Hardly anybody knows how to do it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that strategy. I'm going to show you how to correct the main investment mistakes. I'm going to give you a simple, high profit, low risk strategy, great one for beginners. I'll show you exactly how to do that today. And also I'm going to show you how to protect your capital. And what I would say is, if you have any questions, if you could please save the questions until the end, and then that way I can check we've got time to cover all the strategies. And I can see a lot more people have kind of joined us in the last couple of minutes there. For the people who've just joined us, I should say in today's training, I am going to give you proven strategies that work. I'm literally going to share with you some of the best investment techniques in the world in today's training. So you get a lot of value from this session. To save building up the suspense until the end, I'm going to tell you now, after today's training, if you want to learn more, you can. We have an online Forex and stock market masterclass training course. It's 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. And it's over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I spent over 20 years finding the very best strategies, very best techniques. I worked out I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. It's an incredible training program. And I teach it in a very clear, simple way so that even complete beginners can understand. And I'm actually very proud of that training. I truly believe it's the best online investment training program in the world. You'll be learning the same techniques and strategies that I've used to teach thousands of other people how to invest successfully. It's actually the most popular investment training course in Europe. Over 10,000 people have completed our course, and it's been the most popular for over 15 years. It won Best Investment Training Course for 3 years in a row. And as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get a live questions and answers session with me personally. So you can ask your individual questions to me, incredibly effective way to learn. The investment for that, if you're interested, is $4,997 with no offers and no discounts. It's not the cheapest course, but it's the best. And sometimes I'm asked, well, Darren, why do you run a training company? Takes very little of my time. I think investing is a really valuable skill that people need to know, and it's another stream of income. So it makes a lot of sense. So let me give you this first strategy. First strategy is a sector strategy. Very profitable, very reliable. Most people have no idea about this. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it today. Well, right now, actually. So let's have a look at this. Oh, first of all, I should say, I know on today's training, a lot of you are from America or Canada. Also, there's people from all around the world on today's training. So throughout this talk, Some of my examples are going to be in US dollars. Some might be in euros. Some might be in British pounds. So let's just do the quick conversion, just so everyone's familiar with this. And I know we've got a lot of people on here today from Canada as well, which is fantastic. So let's have a look, quick conversion. A US dollar is almost the same as a euro, which is almost the same as a pound. Yeah, they're all very similar at the moment. A pound is actually worth a little bit more, but they're all very similar. So if I talk about pounds, it's almost the same as a dollar or a euro. And also what I would say is, doesn't matter what country you live in, these strategies work just as well. A lot of my clients are from Canada, from America, from Europe, from the UK, from Asia, wherever you live in the world, these strategies work just as well. So let's have a look. First strategy. This is, well, first of all, what influences your share price or stock price? And by the way, stock and share, that means the same thing. Shares, stocks is the same thing, just a different word. So what influences your share price or your stock price? What happens to the whole economy will affect your stock price. What happens to the market will affect your stock price. What happens to the sector will affect your stock price. Anybody give me an example of a sector? Just type it into the chat window if you know what a sector is. An example. Give me an example of a sector. Okay, so I'm seeing retail, financial, energy, retail, technology, transportation, technology, finance, energy, technology, retail. Okay, good. Some good examples there. Healthcare, someone just put. A sector is a big group of similar companies, yeah? So, and then within the sector, we have the smaller bits, which we call industries. So we've got the great big technology sector. Within it, we've got the smaller bits, the computer software industry, the computer hardware industry. And then we've got the company itself. The question is, how much influence does the market sector industry have on what happens to your company's stock price? And the answer is a lot. About 80% of what happens to your company's stock price is dependent on the market sector industry that it's in. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to give you a strategy that uses this principle to generate some pretty incredible returns. So let's have a look at this. Economic cycle, two main stages, boom and bust, or sometimes we call this expansion, contraction. So same thing, just a fancy word. So it's useful to break the boom stage into three bits: early expansion, middle expansion, late expansion. And we break the bust bit into two bits: early contraction, late contraction. Now, how can we use this to make a lot of money investing? This is how. Certain types of company tend to do very well at certain stages in the economy. For example, technology companies, they tend to do very well just here at early expansion. Healthcare companies, they tend to do very well just here at early contraction. So if we know what stage we're coming into, we can buy the right types of company, the companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So actually, let me just check everyone's following along so far. So this is going to be the interactive part of my talk today. If you know the answer, I want to hear the answer from everybody. Okay, in the chat window, type me the answer. If we were just coming into early expansion, what types of companies do we want to buy? Type the answer into the chat window. Okay, so coming into early expansion, we want to buy, technology, Apple, technology, Google, technology, Facebook, Microsoft. Okay, cool, you got it, yeah. So at this stage in the economy, we want to buy technology companies because they're supposed to do well at that stage. If we were just coming into early contraction, type into the chat window, what types of company do we want to buy? Just coming into early contraction, we want to buy, type it in. Yeah, so I'm seeing healthcare, pharmaceuticals, hospitals, healthcare. Okay, good, yeah, you got it. So if we're just coming into early contraction, we want to buy healthcare companies because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, before I give you the strategy, I'm going to tell you which companies do well at each of these stages. So at each of the 5 stages, which types of company should I invest in? At early expansion, types of company that do very well are capital goods, technology, and transportation. At late expansion, capital goods still tend to do very well. At middle expansion, capital goods still tend to do very well. At late expansion, we have energy companies. basic materials and consumer staple. Anybody give me an example of consumer staple in the chat window? Type in if you know consumer staple. And I'm seeing food, supermarkets, food, rice, paper goods, someone's saying. Consumer staple is the things that we use all the time, yeah? So it's going to be things like food, cosmetics, alcohol, tobacco, healthcare, they're all consumer staple. And then we have early contraction, we have consumer staple and utilities. Anyone give me an example of utilities? What type of things that? Utilities, I'm seeing gas, electric, energy, water. Okay, excellent, yep, you got it. So utilities is services we use in the home, yeah? And then late contraction, financials do very well, and consumer cyclical. Now, we know that when we're coming into a new stage, we want to buy the right types of companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So the all-important question is, well, there's actually two questions. One is, where are we now? But an even better question is, how do we know when we're coming to a new stage? Because if you know how to do this, you're going to be able to do it all the time. There are three main steps to doing this. I'm going to give you the first one now, because it's a quick, rough way to do it, and it'll be enough to get you started. What you do is, you go to the Financial Times website, the FT website, or you could buy a copy of the Financial Times newspaper. There's a section in there called Leaders and Laggards that looks like this, and it lists all the sectors. At the top of the list, the sectors have gone up the most. Bottom of the list, the sectors have gone down the most. And what we do is, we look at about the top 10 or 12 sectors, and we say, which types of sector have been doing the best? And in this example, we had health, personal care, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, food, and drug retail. They're all what we call consumer staple. We then had water, gas, utilities. They're all what we call utilities. So consumer staple utilities were doing very well. Consumer staple utilities doing very well. Whereabouts were we? Early contraction. Yeah, that's exactly where we were. It took about 5 seconds to work that out, looking at the FT. Now, let me give you another way to do this. If you go to this website, marketwatch.com, there's a free tool on there called a sector heat map, which looks like this. And each of these big rectangles with a thick white outline, that's a sector. So we've got the energy sector, financial sector, healthcare, consumer cyclical, technology sector. Each of the smaller rectangles is a company. The brighter green the rectangle, the more the stock price has gone up. Brighter red the rectangle, the more stock price has gone down. Now, we use this in quite a sophisticated way. We say to ourselves, which of the sectors is greenest? That's it. Yeah, which of the sectors is greenest? And in this example, nearly all the squares in consumer cyclical green. Half of technology is taken off in a really big way. Whereabouts were we? Consumer cyclical, half of technology, swapping over between these two stages. Yeah. So what types of company would we want to buy? Capital goods, technology, transportation, because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'm going to show you a real example of the kind of huge profits you can make using this. As a real example, we did this research a couple of years ago. We found out we were just coming into the early contraction stage of the economy. It's very obvious, everything was saying just coming into early contraction. And when you do all 3 steps, you get very good at the timing. So you can get in just at the start of the stage, you can get out just at the end of the stage. So we found out we were coming into early contraction. We found out what are the sectors supposed to do well at that stage, consumer staple, utilities supposed to do well. We then found out what are the industries within those sectors, the smaller bits. So within consumer staple, the industries are hospital management companies, beverage companies, tobacco, cosmetics, etc. In utilities, we have electric companies, natural gas, water, etc. So we found out we're coming into this stage. We found out the types of company that's supposed to do well at that stage. What's the next step? We're going to buy stocks and shares in these types of company, yeah, because it's supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'm going to show you a real example of what happened next. Rather than show you individual companies, I'm going to show you what happened to these whole industries on average. So you can see what happened to every company within the industry on average. So hospital management companies were supposed to do well. Red line is the market plummeting. Blue line, hospital management companies went up over 100% profit in a year on average. They were supposed to do that. Yeah, no surprise. That means if you bought a random company in the right industry, you made 100% profit in a year. It was supposed to do that. So look at another one. Electric company supposed to do well. Market goes down. Electric industry went up over 70% profit in a year on average. It was supposed to do that. So look at another one. Beverages supposed to do well. Beverages went over 50% profit in a year. Natural gas supposed to do well, went up over 60% profit in a year. Tobacco supposed to do well, went up 140% profit in a year. When I learned this stuff, it totally turned my investing around. Now, 140% return in a year, that's how much you made if you picked a random company in the right industry. That's how much you made if you closed your eyes and picked a random company in the right industry. Now, do we just want to close our eyes and make 140% return in a year? Somebody's saying yes in the chat window. Well, yes, but that's how much you made if you picked a random company in the right industry. What can we do instead? We could pick a good company in a good industry. Yeah, good company, good industry, 475% profit in a year, 500% profit in a year. As I said, when I learned this stuff, totally turned my investing around. Where do you learn about this? I've read over 300 books on investing. I never read it in any of those books. I've attended over 30 investment training courses. I didn't learn it on any of those courses. I learned this after being mentored one-to-one by some of the world's top investors. They were all using this stuff. Most investors have no idea about this. If you're a beginner, you now have a massive advantage over most people. If you're already investing, you've got to start using this. It's so powerful, so profitable. I put in this example, $2,000 would have become $12,000 in a year, $10,000 for 45 minutes work. Let me just check before we continue. Type a yes in the chat window if you would like to make $10,000 for 45 minutes work. Okay, good. So yes. Okay, excellent, good. Because you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this. Now, in this example, at 500% profit in a year, in reality, would the return be quite that big? Well, no, probably not quite. You might miss the start of the stage. You might miss the end of the stage. What if you only made 200% return in a year? Would that still be okay? Yes or no? Well, yeah, of course. And real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy, 500% profit in a year? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here's some of our course graduates, 500% profit in a year. I attended the course over a year ago, started with $2,000. I now have well over $10,000 profit using what I was teaching you just there. Now, that's a great result. That was one of the best results we got. 500% profit a year. That's incredible. But that was using the strategy that I was teaching you just there. Yeah. Another of course graduates, $3,000 to $47,000 in 9 weeks. Between a period of 8 to 9 weeks, I made my $3,000 initial investment go to $47,000 using what I was teaching you just there, with a couple of extra steps he learned on the course. Another of our course graduates, 242% profit in 8 months. Again, just using these same strategies. Now, I'm going to give you another strategy. And this strategy is very profitable, very reliable, and it's a great one for beginners. Before I give you that strategy, I have a question for you. Type yes in the chat window if you are feeling lucky today. Type yes if you're feeling lucky. And I'm seeing yes. Okay, loads of yeses, yes. Okay, great. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get my trading watch list for free. Now, and what is my trading watch list? This is the list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. Yeah. And I'm going to give one of you a chance to get that for free. Now, I put their value $5,000. I currently have 43 people who've paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Now, so what I'm going to do is, for one of you, before the end of this talk, I'll give you the chance to get this for free. And what I'll do is, each week for 12 weeks, I'll send you my trading watch lists for US stocks and shares, up trades and down trades, UK stocks and shares, up trades and down trades, and Forex trades, right up to that, exactly what I'm looking to trade. Now, as I said, by the way, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can trade any of these stocks and shares. Yeah, I live in the UK. Quite a lot of trading I do is US stocks and shares. Yeah, you live in Canada, You can trade Canadian stocks and shares, you can trade US stocks and shares, you can trade UK stocks and shares. Doesn't matter where you live in the world. Now, as I said earlier, I've currently got 43 people paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying me $5,000 to get hold of my watch list? Two main reasons. One of them is by seeing what I'm looking to trade each week. That's a great way to learn. And you can start to get pretty good pretty fast by watching what I'm doing. The second reason is what quite a few of these people are doing is they're just copying my trades. And quite a few of these people are making many thousands of dollars just copying my trades. For example, this guy, $8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. I used trades from Darren's watch list. I'm up 8,000 on a pot of 10,000 in 4 months. Pretty much just copying my trades. So even if you know nothing about investing, you could make a lot of money using my watch lists. Well worth the $5,000, but I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. Now, let's talk about the investment rules. So actually, first of all, I have a question for you. How much money is there in the stock markets? If you know the answer or guess the answer, type it into the chat window. How much money do you think there is in the stock markets? Type in your answer. I'm seeing millions, trillions, billions, 3 trillion, someone said, 100 billion, billions, trillions, 5.3 trillion. I'll tell you how much. There is enough for all of us, that's for sure. If you take into account the main American markets, that is $10 trillion. That's without even including the Forex markets. Let me just check before we continue. Would you like a share of $10 trillion? Type a yes in the chat window if you would. Okay, good. It would be a short presentation otherwise. Now, the markets are a bit like a big bank safe. All the money's there, but most people don't know the correct combination code or sequence of steps to get the money out of the markets. Let's say you're standing in front of the bank safe and the safe door is closed, and someone says you can have all the money out of the safe if you can get it out, and here's the combination code. Is that easy? Yes or no? Well, yeah, it's easy if you've got the combination code. What about if you don't have the combination code? Is that a bit trickier? Yeah, it's a bit trickier. Most people don't have the combination code to get the money out of the markets. I've now been investing for over 20 years. The first couple of years, I spent learning the combination code. As I said, I spent over $100,000 of my money learning the combination code to get the money out of the markets. As I said earlier, I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And some of these people, I had to pay a lot of money. One guy, I paid $20,000 for him to teach me for 4 hours a month. So for $20,000, I got 1 hour a week on the telephone. Now, who thinks that was a good deal? $20,000 for an hour a week on the telephone. Depends what I learned, yeah? I can tell you, using what he taught me, over the next few years, I made several $100,000. So was it a good deal, yes or no? Well, yeah, absolutely. Any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth me paying that guy $20,000 to teach me. Now, we're going to cover the first part of the combination code, which is investment. Well, I should say, first of all, I discovered that there are 6 main mistakes that traders and investors make. And I realized that this is the combination code. The combination code is once you correct these 6 mistakes, you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. And the first mistake people make is not using the correct investment indicators. Now, for beginners, what is an investment indicator? It's something which is related to the price that we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. Actually, let's do a non-investing example. Let's say time of day. Time of day is an indicator for how many cars are on the road. If it's, let's say 8:30 Monday morning, are there going to be lots of cars on the road? Well, yeah. What about if it's 11:30 Monday morning? Are there likely to be less cars on the road? Yes. So time of day is an indicator for how many cars are on the road. An investment indicator, something related to the price that we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. So in this example, we've got the price at the top here, this kind of black squiggly line, that's the price. We've got the indicator at the bottom. The indicator is this black kind of wiggly line there. Yeah. Now, that indicator is called RSI. Now, you've got to use the right settings, but let me just explain how this works. When the black indicator line crosses above the red line, like it's done just here, so black indicator line crosses above the red line, that tells us to buy. So just there. And when the black indicator line crosses below the red line, it tells us to sell. So just that. And that's a real example. You would have made a nice profit on that trade. Let's do another one. Black indicator line crosses above the red line, tells us to buy. It crosses below the red line, tells us to sell. Again, another real example, would have made a nice profit on that trade. And let's do one more. So black indicator line crosses above the red line, tells us to buy. And we'd still be in the trade in that one. It hasn't crossed back below, so it's still in the trade, still making money. Yeah, fairly easy so far. Let me give you a quick test. What I want you to do is, in the chat window, type the letter B when we should buy. Okay, I can see there. B, 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 B. Okay, cool. You got it. As soon as it crosses above the red line, that's when we're going to buy. Yeah. Now type the word sell when we should sell. So type sell when we should sell. No, it's still be in the trade. Yeah, it hasn't crossed back below the red line, so still in the trade. You'd still be making money on that one. Let's do another one. Type in letter B when we can buy. Now, a couple of people type B there, not quite, yeah? It's touched the line, it's actually got to go above, yeah? So close, it's almost there. Okay, you got it, yeah. It's crossed above now, so we're going to buy just there. And type sell when we should sell. Yeah, you got it. It's crossed just below there. Definitely below there, yeah. So we're going to sell just that. You got it. So first of all, was that fairly easy to learn? That was pretty easy, yeah. There are 4 other main indicators that I use. They're all just as simple to learn. This stuff is easy. Now you might be thinking, well, if it's this easy, why doesn't everybody do it? Because most people don't know the correct combination code. They don't know what indicators to use. They don't know what settings to use. They don't know this stuff. Once you know it, it's easy, anyone can do it. Now, of course, you've got to do the practice so you get good, but it's easy to learn this stuff. Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you another strategy. Very profitable strategy, very simple strategy as well. It's a great one for beginners. One of my favorite strategies. I'll give you that in just a moment. First of all, I have another question for you. Type yes in the chat window if you are feeling really lucky today. Type in a yes if you are feeling really lucky today. Okay, I can see yes. Okay, loads of yeses there. Okay, good. What I'm going to do is, before the end of my talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free. Now, and that will be for you and a guest. Now, at the moment, due to all these corona restrictions, we're not allowed to run the events, but as soon as we can, which I'm guessing will be towards the end of the year, we're going to start running the live events again. We hold them in our office, and I'm going to give one of you the chance to attend it with a guest for free. Now, normally 2 tickets to our 3-day event is $5,000. Many people have already bought 2 tickets to our event for $5,000. They were very glad they did. It's well worth it. It's 3 days where in the morning of the first day, we make sure that complete beginners, you know exactly what you're doing, you know how to get started, you know how to set everything up. And then for the next 2.5 days, you learn the strategies, you see real examples, you do practical exercises. Really is an incredible training program. We've won many awards for that training course. Well worth the $5,000. Going to give one of you the chance to get out for free before the end of this talk. Now, we just covered there the first part of the combination code, which is investment indicators. There are 5 other parts to the combination code. They're all just as simple to learn. Once you know all 6 parts of the combination code, what happens to the safe door? It opens and you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. Now, I was thinking about this and I thought, well, for me to master the combination code, it cost me over $100,000 of my money. It cost me several years of my life. But once I knew it was easy, anyone could do it. And I thought, what would be the best way to teach other people the combination code so that they could master it in the quickest, easiest way possible? And I thought the best way to do this is I'll get a lot of people to send me in trades, I'll analyze their trades, and I'll record some videos. And on those videos, I'll point out anywhere where they made one of these 6 main mistakes. And I'll tell them exactly how to correct it on the video. I'll show them how to do it right the next time. And I thought, if I point out these 6 mistakes enough times and people watch the videos, they'll know exactly how to do this. They'll know the combination code to getting consistent big money from the markets. And I thought, in order to point out the 6 mistakes enough times, I probably need about 24 trades to look through. And I thought, if I do the project properly, I can probably record 4 trade analysis videos a day. Because I've got to look at the person's trade, see where they made a mistake, tell them how to correct it, record the video. I thought I can probably do 4 videos a day. 24 trades, 4 videos a day. The project would take me 6 days to complete. Now, I mentioned earlier, I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. So I thought if I just did 1 mentoring session a day for 6 days, that's $180,000. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I thought if I spend the 6 days producing this product, is anyone going to pay me $180,000 for it? And I thought, well, I don't know. And I produced it anyway. I produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos, the combination code to getting consistent big money from the markets. And I told all my clients about it. I said, look, I've just produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos. I said, you watch this, you'll know exactly how to do it. And I also told them how much I thought it was worth. I said, I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. It took me over 6 days to produce this product. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I said, I reckon this product is worth several $100,000. I said, make me an offer. One small group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. I'll show you what they got for their money. They got the 24 trade analysis videos on 8 plastic multicolored memory sticks. They got 1 group mentoring session with me, and they got a couple of other training videos. But the main thing they were after were these 24 trade analysis videos. Now, a couple of months later, another small group of investors heard about this product. They also heard about the results the first group were getting. A second group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. They got the same thing as the first group. But what I thought with this second group, they obviously know the value of these 24 videos. I know the value of these 24 videos, but I thought it doesn't really do it justice giving them their 24 trade analysis videos on 8 plastic multicolored memory sticks. I thought for this second group, I'm going to do something even better. And what I did is for the second group, I gave them their 24 trade analysis videos on a 24 karat gold plated memory stick. I thought that's more like it. That shows the real value of what they're getting. And I worked out how much they paid to get hold of those videos. As I said, a one-to-one or a group mentoring, I currently charge $30,000. So they basically paid $100,000 to get hold of those videos. Now you might be thinking, well, that's a lot of money to pay for just 24 videos. The question is, was it worth it? I can tell you right now, from the early feedback from the group, I'm guessing they've already made more than $1 million using what they learned on those videos. Within 4 weeks, one of the group made over $50,000 profit. Within 8 weeks, another group made over $100,000. That was $150,000 in their first 8 weeks. In total, they paid me $130,000, so that they were already up within 8 weeks. As I said earlier, any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth those guys paying me over $100,000 to get hold of those videos. I actually kept one of these for myself. I thought this is so valuable, I want to keep one for myself. And I have it here on my desk, if I can find it. Let's have a quick look. I got it just there. I'll show you this. So this is a 24 karat gold plated memory stick with the 24 trade analysis videos on. 2 small groups of traders and investors paid me over $100,000 to get hold of this. I mean, the real value is what's on here, which is the strategies, the techniques to get consistent big money from the markets. You're going to keep that one very safe. Now, this next strategy that I have for you, excellent strategy, one of my favorite strategies. Before I give it to you, we've been sitting down for a while now, kind of sitting still. Stay sitting down, but let's just do a quick stretch to get the energy back up before I give you this next strategy. So, and I'll do this with you as well. So a quick stretch, let's do a quick stretch to the left. Oh, that's good. And a quick stretch to the right. Oh, feels good. And let's roll the shoulders back. Oh, that's good. And shoulders forwards. And let's go head to the left. And head to the right. And head forwards. And deep breath in. And out. And in. And out. Okay, feels good. Yeah, you ready for this? Let's do this next strategy. So I was invited to give a talk at an investment conference in London last year, start of last year, I think it was January last year. And they invited me to come along, give an investment talk at their conference. And I turned up at the conference a couple of hours early, and I didn't really have anything to do. I had a couple of hours before I was going on stage. So what I did is I got out my phone and I traded the strategy that I'm about to teach you. And sitting at the back of the room, waiting to go on stage, trading the strategy I'm about to teach you, in 2 hours, I made $15,000 profit, which was about £12,000. I think I took a screenshot of my phone. Yeah, you can see it there. So I did 3 trades, £4,000, £4,000, £4,000. So that's about, I think it's about $15,000 profit. That was in a couple of hours while I was waiting to go on stage and give a talk. I'm going to teach you that strategy in just a moment. Another strategy that I use, I call it my summer holiday strategy because I've used it to pay for my summer vacations before. And I thought I'd show you my trading statements for that strategy. So this is my actual trading statement there. And you can see the date. So that was first week of June last year. And that week, you can see my trades there. I did 13 trades. I got 12 out of 13 correct. One of them was break even, 0. And that was about 45 minutes work. That week, I made $97,000 profit. It was actually £97,000, so it was a bit more than that, but about $97,000 profit. And I then went on vacation for a month. I took a month's vacation and I went to Portugal, stayed in a beautiful villa in Portugal. I then went to Italy. I went to Fregene, hired a beautiful villa right by the beach in Fregene, quite close to Rome. I had a wonderful month's vacation. I then came back to the UK and I did another week's trading. There's my trading statement again. You can see that's kind of mid-July when I got back. I did 14 trades. I got 14 out of 14 correct. Total 45 minutes work. That week, I made $286,000 profit. Took my total for those 2 weeks up to $384,000. I then went on vacation for another month. This time I went to Turkey. I went to Bodrum, stayed in the best 5-star hotel, had the best suite, took my family with me. That's my son lying by the pool. I also went to Spain for a couple of weeks, went to Marbella, had a wonderful month's vacation, came back to the UK. I did another week's trading. That's a trading statement from my phone. Did 6 trades. I got 6 out of 6 correct. Total work, 30 minutes. That week, I made $106,000 profit. Took my total for those 3 weeks up to about $490,000. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's okay for you, Darren. You're good at this. What about someone else? Just before I went on vacation, I taught one on my team how to do this strategy. He'd never done it before, never seen the strategy before. I taught him for 2 hours. 1 week later, he sent me this WhatsApp message. First week's results, 30 out of 30 wins, 4 days trading, 1,300 profit. So £1,300 profit, that's about $1,500 profit in 4 days. Yeah, he'd never seen the strategy before until I taught him for 2 hours. Anyone can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, let me give you the first strategy. It's called a channeling strategy. Quite often, prices will bounce up and down in a very regular, uniform way. And when they do that, we call it channeling. And what happens is when the price gets to this invisible level here we call support, it tends to bounce and go up. When the price gets near this invisible level here called resistance, it tends to bounce and go down. And right now, whatever country you live in, there are stocks and shares doing this channeling pattern. There always are. Forex trades, they quite often do this channeling pattern. Cryptocurrencies, they sometimes do this channeling pattern. And what happens is, well, first of all, I should ask you the question. If we saw the price doing this channeling pattern, when would you want to buy it? You're going to buy it when it's close to, type into the chat window, when are we going to buy it? When it's close to, yeah, support. I can see a few people saying SS support, yeah, support. Okay, yeah, just here. You're going to buy it when it's close to the support level. When are you going to sell it? You're going to sell it when it's close to, yeah, you got it. Resistance, resistance. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you got it. We're going to sell it when it gets up to here. Yeah. Let me show you a few examples. First of all, there's a Forex example. That's Australian dollar, US dollar doing a nice channel. So what are we going to do? We're going to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Yeah, which was a nice trade. Anybody heard of this little company? Yeah, it's Microsoft doing a channel. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and make money as it comes down. In the online training, you'll learn how to make money as it comes down as well, just as easy to do. If you traded that channel, that would have been 150% profit in a year, just trading that channel. Another example. So what do? We buy here, make money, buy here, make money, buy here, make money, buy here, make money. That one, 70% profit in 5 months. Another channel, 60% profit in 6 months if you traded that one. Another channel, 140% return in 7 months if you traded that channel. 2,000 would have become almost 5,000 trading that one. Now, 140% return in 7 months, that's a pretty good return. Sometimes I trade channels that do even better than that. Here's a channel that I traded a while ago. Each of these bounces was about 50% profit. This one did 180% in a month. 2,000 would have become over 5,000 in a month trading that one. Now, I hope you're thinking a couple of things. One of them is, well, first of all, this channeling stuff looks very easy. It looks very profitable, and I'd like to do it. I hope you are thinking that because it is. But I also hope you're thinking something else. And that is, well, I bet as soon as I buy it, it stops channeling and it goes down. Could that happen? Well, yeah, of course it could. So I'm going to give you an excellent way to protect yourself from that happening. If you want to write this down, I use an indicator called ROC. And you'll find it on any of the big free financial websites. So indicator is called ROC, and the setting is a 14-day setting. So a 14-day setting. And what I do is I get the computer to draw the indicator for me. If the price makes a lower bottom than the one before, sorry, let me say that again. If the indicator makes a lower bottom than the one before, you don't do the trade. And that will protect you in about 80 to 90% of the cases. This then becomes a very profitable, very reliable strategy. Now, again, real price is real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? Well, yeah, of course they do. Another of our course graduates, $6,000 profit with channeling. From an initial stake of $1,000, I generated a return of $6,000 over 2 months. Technique I was using was channeling along with your recommended indicator. So this guy started with $1,000. 2 months, he did channeling. 2 months later, $6,000 profit. Now, if you started with $1,000 today, and in 2 months' time you'd made $6,000 profit, would you be fairly happy with that? Yes or no? Yeah, it's pretty good return. And you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. In the online training program, we're going to show you exactly how to do that. It's a very easy strategy to learn. Now, in about 2 minutes' time, I am going to give you what is probably the most important thing you'll ever learn in trading and investing. I'm going to give that to you in just a couple of minutes' time. I would say it's the #1 most important thing you'll ever learn in trading and investing. And actually, if from coming on this training today, you only learned what I was about to teach you, it would have been worth you coming on this training. So I'm going to give you that in just a couple of minutes' time. First of all, I thought it might be a good idea for you to hear from a few of our course graduates. I'm going to play a very short video now. Some of our course graduates. What I think I'll do is I'll just play the first 10 seconds, and then I'll pause the video and I'll kind of summarize for you. So have a look at this. Some of our course graduates, I'll play 10 seconds of the video, pause it, and I'll kind of summarize.
I'm Martin Bristow. I started off with £4,000. I've doubled that, in fact, more than doubled that in 2 years. I've made £8,000 profit.
I'm Nikas Snevins. I've been trading CFD for the last 2 months. I started with the initial capital of 14,000. And within 3 months, I nearly doubled that into 28,000.
Okay, I'll pause it there and I'll summarize a bit quicker that way. By the way, if you want to see the full video, it's on our website. Those are real people, they did those things. The reason, let me just kind of summarize for you, but the reason I want to show you that video is we have clients from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, all different jobs, all different careers, starting with all different start amounts. And, well, actually, let's just do the quick summary. You can have a look here. So this guy, a student, started with £4,000. As I said, a pound is almost the same as a US dollar. So it's a little bit over 4,000 US dollars. Turned it into 12,000 in 2 years, which is a great return. This guy, accountant, 14,000 to 28,000 in 3 months. I taught this guy strategy to grow an account very fast. This guy, a student, £250, so it's about $300, started with a small amount of money, grew it into 1,500 in 3 months. Great return. I showed him a strategy to grow a small amount of money fast. This guy, a dentist, 2,000 to 10,000 in 3 months. This lady, a housewife and a vet, complete beginner, never invested before, 30% return on her trades. This guy, 88 successful trades out of 94. I taught him a very reliable strategy. He practiced, he got good at it, great result. This guy, 30% return on his trades. This lady, 2,000 profit in a day. She then goes on and says she did even better. This guy, 11,000 to 36,000 a year, great result. This guy started with 5,000, made 12,000 profit in the first year. This guy, you saw him on one of the slides, 3,000 to 47,000 in 9 weeks, which is fantastic. Definitely one of the best results. He did very, very well, but just used the strategies, just followed the steps. This guy started with 5,000, paid off 30,000 in debt, made enough money to cover his mortgage, his house payments every month, and to go on 3 really good vacations a year. Now, the reason I want to show you that video, one of the reasons is nearly all of those people were complete beginners before they did the training course, knew nothing about investing. But it's a bit like if you want to make a cake, if you have the recipe and you follow the steps, you can make the cake. With investing, even if you know nothing about investing, if you're given a proven strategy that works and you follow the steps, you can get some great results if you know the right strategies, if you follow the right strategies. Yeah, this is how I was able to work with 10, 11-year-old children and have them making money within 2 hours, because I just said to them, I said, look, here's a proven strategy. I said, follow the steps. And they followed the steps. They just did the steps one by one. Yeah. So anybody can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, let me give you this next technique. As I said, this is probably the number one most important thing you'll ever learn in trading investing. And that's this. You've got to let your profits run and cut your losses short. What do most investors do? Most investors do the exact opposite. So I'm going to show you how to do this the right way around. In this example, price went up, came down, bounced once, bounced twice at about the same level. If the price bounces at the same level twice, we call it a double bottom chart pattern. It's very simple, very basic chart pattern. And it means just here, the price is now more likely to go up than go down. So this is actually a good place to buy. This is a very sensible place to buy. And as soon as we buy, we're going to place a sell stop below this price bottom. Now, for beginners, what is a sell stop? It's an automatic order to get us out of the trade if the price drops down to that level. So if the price drops down to here, it will be sold automatically. Now, anyone in the chat window, tell me, why would we use a sell stop? Anybody tell me, why do we use a sell stop? And yeah, I can see protect capital, limit losses, minimize losses, protect capital, limit losses. Okay, cool. Yeah, save profits. Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do is, as the price goes up, as soon as we get another price bottom, we're going to cancel this sell stop and we're going to move the sell stop up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom. We cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom. We cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. What's the biggest loss we can make on that trade? Biggest loss is we buy it, it's immediately, it hits our stop loss, it drops, hits our stop loss, sold automatically, we have a limited loss. What's the biggest profit we can make on that trade? Anyone type it into the chat window, biggest profit we could make on that trade? Yeah, I'm seeing unlimited, yeah, unlimited profit, limited loss. Yeah, that's how you've got to be investing. Most investors have absolutely no idea about that. Yeah, whether you want to do day trading, swing trading, long-term investing, you've got to be using this. Yeah, if you want to do stocks, you want to do forex, you want to do commodities, indices, options, you've got to be using this. So important. And most people have no idea about that. Now, let's talk about the trading psychology and the wealth mindset. Occasionally, when I talk about wealth psychology, someone will say, I don't care about the wealth psychology, just give me the strategies. They're usually the people that don't do very well. You've got to get the right wealth mindset. So I'm going to give you a couple of the most important bits on this. First one, trading emotions. You've got to be able to overcome fear and greed. They're the two main trading emotions. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of good ways to do this. So first of all, make your investment decisions when the markets are closed, in the evenings or the weekends, because that way you'll make far more sensible, far more profitable decisions. Because what tends to happen is when the markets are open and the prices are moving up and down, it can be very emotional. If you make your investment decisions when the markets are closed, you will make far smarter, far more profitable decisions. Now, if you want to do day trading, that's fine. And all of these strategies work for day trading or medium term or long term. If you want to do day trading, just get good at making your investment decisions out of hours, first of all, and then you can do your day trading if you want to. Yeah. And the other way to overcome these trading emotions are, as we talked about earlier, using sell stops. Yeah. So place this initial sell stop to protect your capital, so it goes under the price to protect your capital, and then as the price goes up, you move this stop up to lock in more and more profits. Yeah. Now, this next point, I would say this is just a good wealth belief to have, and that is the more you give, the more you get. And a lot of religions talk about this. I just think it's a really great attitude to have in life. It's a great feeling to make a lot of money fast. But I would say it's an even better feeling to then be able to use some of that money to help people less fortunate than yourself. And over the years, I've been involved in all kinds of charity projects. I really think one of the most fulfilling things in life is to be in a position where you can help other people. And I'm sure a lot of you have already had that experience. So one of the things that I did is once I started to get very good at trading and investing, one of the things I do now is I run what I call charity live trading days. And what happens is we all get together. I trade my money for real money in front of everybody. A lot of people copy my trades. We spend the whole day trading together. We make a whole load of money, and then we give 100% of the money from the event to charity. And we choose a different charity each time. The last charity live trading day that I ran, we were raising money for SOS Children's Villages, really great children's charity. They do work all around the world. And yeah, I love what they do. They help so many kids who really need the most help. So I felt very privileged to be in a position where I could help out there. And we spent the day trading together. I was trading my real money in front of everybody. A lot of people copying my trades. We spent the whole day trading, made a whole load of money, and then we gave 100% of the money from the event to charity. Now, this is the thing. Once you get good at trading and investing, it's good for you because you can make yourself a lot of money, but you can also help a lot of other people. So if you have a cause that you really believe in, something that's really close to your heart, maybe there's a charity you want to support, or perhaps you just want to be able to help out a family member or relative financially, what a great way to do it, yeah? To master investing. So you've got enough money, you've got extra income, so you can help other people. Really is a great skill to master. Now, this next point, there's been quite a few research projects done that have found that this is one of the biggest, most, not the biggest, I would say the most important thing, one of the most important things that decides how wealthy and successful you become. And that is who you surround yourself with. You've got to surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you to do things. I mean, a good example in my life, which totally changed my life. About 20 years ago, I attended a training course by a guy called Tony Robbins. Now, actually, out of interest, give me a yes in the chat window if you've heard of Tony Robbins. I'm seeing, oh, loads of yeses. Okay, yes. Wow. There's a little delay there and then loads of yeses. Okay, cool. For anyone who hasn't heard of Tony Robbins, how do we describe Tony to them in 1 or 2 words? Anybody 1 or 2 word description of Tony in the chat window? Yeah, I'm seeing inspirational, motivational, larger than life, motivator, big hand, someone said, uplifting, positive, inspiring, phenomenal. Okay, cool. Yeah, lots of good descriptions. Big guy, someone said, amped, motivation, awesome, inspiring. I think he describes himself as the world's #1 life coach. His clients are people like presidents of countries and top athletes. And I like what he teaches. It's good stuff. I attended his training course about 20 years ago with someone who used to be a friend back then. And what happened is, partway through the course, Tony told us about all the other courses that he runs, as people do on these courses. And one of the courses he told us about was Life Mastery. It was 10 days in Hawaii, where he's going to teach us about health, wealth, relationships, all kinds of great topics. And the ticket for the course was $10,000. And Tony said it was the last one that he was ever going to teach in that format in Hawaii. And it sounded amazing. And I said to my friend, I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place on that Life Mastery. And my friend said to me, he said, you should probably think about it a bit more. And he said, you can't really afford to do it anyway. And he said, his talk on it was a bit salesy, and it's probably not as good as he says it is anyway. And what if it's not the last he's going to do? And he started giving me all his excuses as to why he wasn't going to do it. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, I'm not interested in your excuses. I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place. And in the break, I went and booked a place, $10,000 Life Mastery. At the time, I was $40,000 in debt. I paid for it on a couple of credit cards. And I thought, well, unless I take some kind of decisive action, my life is probably not going to change. If I just keep doing the same things, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And I thought, once I paid for this, I'll find a way. Somehow I'm going to make this work. And I went on that course, and it was an amazing course, really was an incredible course. Actually, I have interest in the chat window. Anyone been on Life Mastery? Give me a quick yes if you have. Yeah, cool. Wow, a couple of people. Excellent. Yeah, great event. I believe a big part of why I went from $50,000 in debt to making over $1 million in 3 years was because of what Tony taught us. Because he taught us how to model people, how to learn their strategies. And then I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I did what Tony said. I modeled their strategies, learned how they did things. I came back to the UK. My life started to improve rapidly. My friend saw what was happening, and he said, wow. He said, that must have been an incredible course. And I said, yeah, it was. He said, I'm going to book a place. And he called their office, and he said, I want to do that Life Mastery with Tony in Hawaii. They said, Tony is never going to do that same format course again in Hawaii, and he never did. I'm just so glad I didn't let my friend hold me back. I know sometimes it can be tough because sometimes it's your partner that's holding you back. But if something feels right, you've got to go for it. That's how your life moves ahead. And back then, my friend had a normal job doing something he doesn't really like. Guess what he's doing now? The same job he doesn't really like. Yeah. And what I found, I'm sure you found the same thing. It just comes down to 1 or 2 decisions that can massively improve your life. And for me, going on that training course hugely improved my life. That's the great thing about life. One decision can massively improve everything. That's all it takes. Now, last point of my talk, use the power of compound returns. Now, most people have at least heard of a compound return. Actually, type yes in the chat window if you've heard of a compound return. And I'm saying yes. Okay, cool. Loads of people. Yes. Good. A compound return, what is it? It's making money using the money you've already made, reinvesting the profits. Now, what a lot of traders and investors do is they try and make big money fast, which is fine, but the real secret to building huge wealth is getting consistency. Because once you can get consistent monthly profits, You can start with even a small amount of capital and you can grow huge wealth relatively quickly once you get this consistency. Yeah, that is the sensible way to build huge wealth. Now, let me show you this. Let me show you this chart a second. So this is how your money grows once you start to get this consistency. It starts growing gradually at first, it then accelerates massively. Now, I'm going to show you one last video of my talk. Very short video. It's about 30 seconds in length. And actually, I think I'll just play the first 10 seconds, then I'll pause it and I'll summarize for you. It's one of our course graduates after we showed him how to get consistency, because I want you to see how your money can grow once you get a consistency. Now, oh, and I should say, just to be totally open with you, this guy didn't just do our training course. He was actually trained by me personally. And as you already know, to be trained by me personally, one of the only few ways to do that now is through the one-to-one mentoring. So I know for quite a few of you, maybe that's not an option, but I still want you to see this video so you can see how your money grows once you get this consistency. So have a quick look at this. I'll summarize, I'll pause it after 10 seconds and kind of summarize for you.
What was your starting capital? My starting capital was £5,000. Okay, and then using what you learned on the course, strategies, the techniques, how much did you make profit from trading? I think over the period of time, over the whole period of time, probably about £500,000. So about £500,000. I was thinking, actually, that's kind of an underestimate. Okay.
Okay, I'll pause it there. Let me summarize for you. So he basically says, after I taught him the strategies, he started with £5,000, which is just over $5,000, and he made $500,000 using the strategies. Now, and then he says, actually, that's an underestimate because I also saved my pension during the crash and I made enough money using the strategies to buy a house in the south of France for cash. Now, again, that full video, it's on my website. You can watch it. He's a real person. He did those things. What I did is I taught him a couple of very simple strategies and I showed him how to get consistency. Because once you can get consistency, you can start with even a small amount of capital and grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build your wealth. And whilst we're talking about consistency, you saw this guy in one of the videos. 88 winners out of 94. I completed your training course over a year ago. I've been successful in 88 out of 94 trades. I taught this guy a very, very, very reliable strategy that I learned after being mentored by one of the world's top investors. Very simple, anyone could do it. On the training course, you're going to learn that exact same strategy. None of our course graduates, $30,000 profit in 4 months. None of our course graduates, $500 profit per week. After the training, on average, I make $400 to $500 profit per week. Best thing of all, I'm only using $2,000 capital. None of our course graduates, $2,000 to $11,000. None of our course graduates, $48,000 profit in 1 month. Darren's training course has truly changed my financial destiny and that of my family. This month, I made $48,000 from trading. If you could make an extra $48,000 a month, would that make your life a bit easier? Yes or no? For sure, yeah. None of our course graduates, $24,000 profit in 1 week. We have literally thousands of success stories and testimonials from people who've done the training course. How have we managed? We actually have over 8,000 success stories and testimonials from people who've done the course. How have we managed to get so many success stories? Because the strategies we teach work. How have we managed to be the #1 investment training company in Europe for over 15 years? Because the strategies we teach work. And I now have clients all over the world, in America, in Canada, in Asia. How have we managed to be so successful? Because what we teach works. Now, I'm going to do something for everybody who's on this webinar right now. I'm going to do something very, very special. And also in a couple of minutes' time, at the end of my talk, I'm going to share with you one of the most important bits of advice I've ever been given about becoming truly wealthy. First of all, for everyone who's on this webinar right now, I'm going to do something very, very special. What I'm going to do is, I am going to give you an absolutely incredible offer. And this offer will be the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. You are definitely going to want to hear this offer. So let's do this. Our online Forex and stock market masterclass training course. It's 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. It's over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I spent over 20 years finding the very best strategies, the very best techniques. I've spent over $100,000 of my money learning all this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. It's an incredible training program. And I teach in a very clear, simple way, so even complete beginners, you'll understand. And as I said earlier, I'm actually very proud of that training. I truly believe it's the best online investment training program in the world. You'll be learning the same strategies that I've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. Now, and as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get an online live questions and answer session with me personally. So you can ask me your individual questions and get them answered. Incredibly effective way to learn. The normal investment for that, $4,997, so $5,000. That's the real price. That's what people have actually paid for that training. They were very glad they did. But I'm going to give you an absolutely incredible offer. And as I said, you will definitely want to hear this offer. First of all, let me just explain what you'll learn on the course. You're going to learn step by step exactly how to do this for real. So even if you're a complete beginner, by the end of the course, you'll know how to do this. You're going to learn my best Forex strategies, my best stock market strategies, exactly step by step how to do them. And I'll also teach you my best cryptocurrency strategies, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and strategies for trading commodities, gold, silver, oil, whatever you want to trade. I'm going to give you my best strategies. And beginners, I'm going to explain exactly what all those things are and how to trade them. And I'm also going to give you a strategy that I used to double my money in less than a week. Now, if you could double your money in less than a week, would that make your life a bit easier? Yes or no? For sure, yeah. And I'm going to show you how to set this all up on autopilot. So it'll take literally 1 hour a week to do these strategies. And you're going to learn my best day trading, medium-term and long-term investing strategies. And you'll see me do the practical steps. I'll set you some practical exercises. Then we have the live questions and answer sessions. Really, really effective way to learn. And you could do this all from home, which is fantastic. Now, as I said, normal investment for that, $5,000, but I'm going to give you an incredible offer now. And it'll actually be the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you have the full online training program, over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the best strategy, the best techniques I learned from the world trading champions. Plus, after each lesson, you're going to get the live questions and answer sessions with me personally. Instead of $5,000, I'm going to let you do that for just $970. That is absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. As I said, the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. And I'm actually going to give you a couple of extra things to make this even better. And you're definitely going to want to hear about those couple of things. But first of all, I would say at $5,000, it is great value. Some of the people who've done our training have gone on to make many, many, many times that. At $970, it's absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. Is what you're going to be learning in this training course. I've paid over $100,000 to learn. Absolutely amazing offer. And I'm going to make it even better for you. What I'm going to do is, I can see a couple of people saying, how do I book? I'm going to make it even better for you. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you a VIP upgrade, which means we talked about my trading watch list earlier. This is where each week for 12 weeks, I send you a list of exactly what I'm looking to trade for US stocks and shares, UK stocks and shares, Forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. I said, I've currently got 43 people paid me $5,000 each to get hold of this, to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying $5,000 to get hold of my watch list? Because quite a few of them just copy my trades and do a lot better than that. Like this guy, $8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. I use trades from Darren's watch list. I'm up $8,000 on a pot of 10,000. Well worth the $5,000. You decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now. I'm going to include those for free as well. And I would say just the watch list by themselves is worth many, many times the $970 there. Yeah, but I'm going to include those for great resource for you. And that is $970 US dollars. Yeah, that's in US dollars there. Now, something else which I said, I said before the end of this talk, I would give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free. Normally 2 tickets for that is $5,000. Many people have already bought 2 tickets from us for $5,000. They were very glad they did. I said I'd give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. What I'm going to do is I am going to give everyone the chance to get this for free. What I'm going to say is, if you decide you want to book this online training course right now, I'm going to include 2 tickets to the live event for free as well, which will just be an amazing experience for you. So I'm going to include 2 tickets to that as well for everybody who's booking their place right now. And something else which I do is I run monthly webinars. They're about 30 minutes in length, and it's a great way to check you're constantly improving. And what I do is at the end of the webinar, I set you a little 10-minute exercise, very simple, anyone could do it, even a complete beginner. It's a great way to constantly be getting better. 24 months worth of the webinar, 2 years of the webinar has valued $2,000. What I'm going to do is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include that for free as well. It's just a great resource for you to constantly be improving. And I can see more people saying, how do I book? How do I book? I'm almost there. Yeah, someone saying, yes, please, I want it. I'm almost there. Then the next part of the offer, there is a price involved. And so what I'll do is I'll explain what this is, and then you can have a think about it and decide if you want it included. But the next part of this offer, there is a price involved. And that is one-to-one mentoring with me. I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. If you want to include it, it's going to be yours for only $3,000. Now, and you can have a think about that. You can decide right at the end if you want that included. But what I would say is at $30,000, it is great value. Some of the people that I've trained personally have gone on to make many times that. At $3,000 is incredible value for what you're going to be getting. With a one-to-one mentoring session with me, I can help you master some of the best investment techniques in the world. It'll be an amazing session. If you want to include it, $3,000, have a think about that. You can decide right at the end if you want that included. Actually, thinking about it, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, that is huge. Really, that is huge. Now, let me just be clear, because I want to make sure you get the absolute most from this one-to-one mentoring session with me. So there's no point you having it immediately. The way this will work is you're going to do the online training program. You're going to have the online live questions and answer sessions with me personally. I'm going to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what strategies to use. Over the next maybe 6 to 8 weeks, you'll do perhaps 3 or 4 trades a week. You're going to send me in your first 25 trades. I'm going to look through them all. Then we have our one-to-one mentoring session together, because that way I can give you great feedback on your trades, make sure you get the absolute most from this session. It's going to be an amazing session. Some of the people I've trained personally have literally gone on to make millions of dollars profit. It's going to be an amazing session. As I said, I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. You decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, this is my time involved, so I can't do this for everybody. What I'm going to say is the first 15 people who book a place right now, I'm going to include that mentoring. But it's going to be for the first 15 people only, because this is my time involved, and there's a lot of people on this webinar right now. So the first 15 people who book a place right now, and the link is at the bottom of the screen there, I am going to include that mentoring for free as well. And I've got a couple of extra things that I'm going to give you, but you're going to have to be quick if you want to be in those first 15. So I suggest you go there right now and book your place. I do have a couple of extra things I'm going to give you as well. So start filling in the form and I'll explain the couple of extra things. Now, at your mentoring session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, oh, wow, you were quick, Tim. Tim says he's already got his place. He's in. Congratulations. Yeah, as soon as you've got your place, let me know and I'll kind of congratulate you. Yeah, just type in the chat window, I'm in, I've got it, I'm done. Yeah, excellent. Good job, Tim. That was super quick. So what I'm going to do is at your mentoring session, I'm going to give you my personal email address, and I am personally going to provide your ongoing support. You can ask me any questions anytime, forever. And I really do mean that, forever. That's lifetime support from me personally. Now, I put here value $5,000. It's worth way more than that lifetime support from me, but I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, all of that, $51,997 for you right now, $970 US, absolutely incredible value for what you're going to be getting in this training. As I said, that's the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. Yeah, I mean, grab your place. The first 15 people, you're going to get everything I talked about there. By the way, if your booking goes through, that means you're in. And I can see more people saying they got the place. Rita there, congratulations, she's got her place. You're going to need to be pretty quick to be in the first 15. Now, I'm actually going to make this even easier for you. What I'm going to do is, you could either do this in one installment today, $970. If you need to, you could do this in 3 installments, which is going to be $387 today and then 2 more monthly installments. But what I'll say is, if you do it in 1 installment today, I'm going to give you a bonus $1,000 product for free as well, which I recorded an online wealth psychology training program where I teach you how to achieve your goals super fast, how to get the right wealth mindset. It's a great training program. You do it in 1 installment, I'm going to include that for free as well. And I can see more and more people saying they got their place. So congratulations. It's whizzing past me as I was talking about Beth. Congratulations. And see, you've got your place as well. And a couple more people, sorry, I missed your names. They whizzed off the screen as I was talking. Now, what I'm going to do is, I thought something else that would be nice to do. I'm going to give you a chance to almost immediately get 100% of your cash back. And that is, once you've booked your place, if you just refer 2 people onto the training program and they book their place, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. And you can actually give them the price I gave you there, $970, but that is just for the online training program. Yeah, not all this extra stuff that I'm giving you, that's just for you. But just for the online training program, that's incredible value. So once you've booked your place, refer 2 people. If they book their place, you get 100% of your cash back. Now, there is one almost last thing that I'm going to do for you. And that is, it's an important thing. And that is, I'm going to give you 100% money back guarantee. As long as you're present for each of the webinars, do a little 10-minute exercise, which is our way to check you're on track, I guarantee. If you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I will give you 100% of your course fee back. I know this stuff works, so I don't mind doing that. We've got over 8,000 success stories and testimonials. I know it works, so I don't mind doing that. If you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. And I'll even let you keep the course materials. And I can see more and more people saying they got the place. Chris, congratulations. He says he's got in. Excellent. And Sharon, congratulations. You got your place. Well done. What I'm going to do is, once you've made your first $100,000 profit, and you're going to be learning strategies that could easily get you there, I'm going to invite you to a celebration dinner at my house. And after dinner, I'm going to work with you on your plan to hit your first $1 million. Going to be an amazing session. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make literally millions of dollars profit. I said it was going to be an incredible offer. That really is an incredible offer. As I said, best offer we've ever made in the history of our company. If you ever wanted to learn investing, grab this now. These 15 places are going very fast. And there's one last thing that I was thinking, shall I do this? I think I am. I think I'm going to do this. The 24 trade analysis videos on the 24 karat gold plated memory stick, 2 small groups of trades and investors paid me over $100,000 to get hold of this. What I'm going to do is, the first 15 people who book a place right now, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now that is huge, really, that is huge. Now, what I'll do is, when you attend the live event, you can pick up the physical USB, but I'll put the training videos online as part of your training course straight away, so you can get access to those. Going to be an absolute incredible resource for you. It's going to be for the first 15 people only. I can see more and more people saying they got their place. Congratulations to Glenn. Well done, you got your place. And first 15 people who book a place, you'll get everything I talked about there. Now, from my kind of, I said, I missed quite a few names as I was talking there. They whizzed off the screen. But my kind of quick estimate there is, that's got to be at least 12, 13 people who booked a place. there's going to be just a couple of places left. Yeah. So if you're thinking about this, grab your place now. They've almost gone those 15 places. So yeah, just go to the link, book your place. It's what I would say is, in life, you've got to learn something to get your money working for you. Otherwise, you spend your whole life working for money instead of money working for you. And one of the best ways to do this is learning, trading, and investing, because it's one of the few things where you can make money anytime, any place, whatever's happening to the economy. If the markets are crashing, if there's a recession, it's actually even easier to make money investing. And I think a lot of people have realized during this whole Corona kind of crisis, you can't rely on a job. You can't rely on your boss. You can't rely on even real estate, property, because a lot of properties were in trouble, short-term lets, there was no tourists. You can't rely on a business. A lot of businesses hit hard times. What you could rely on, if you were good, trading and investing. Yeah, it's actually been even easier to make money during this whole situation. And I'm reading the news now, and they're talking about the second wave and how it's going to get even worse. Now, I really hope it doesn't, but who knows? I mean, we might be going into another year. Next year might be just as bad. Once you, I really, really hope that isn't the case. But if it is, if you've mastered trading and investing, you can be in a situation where you say, I know I've got a way to make money. I know I've got an income that I can rely on from home. Yeah. If there's a lockdown, you're stuck at home. You can get an income. Yeah. And it really gives you peace of mind once you have this skill. Yeah. So I would say, do whatever it takes, get a place, learn this skill, because once you master investing, you have that skill for the rest of your life. You learn it once, you invest in yourself once, and then you have that skill forever. And if next year's a big Corona crisis again, you'll be in a position where you can say, I'm okay. I can look after myself. I can look after my family. I know how to do this. I can get an income. That is such a nice position to be in. Yeah. So I know sometimes when you're thinking about taking kind of a step forwards, it can be a bit scary. And you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, I'd love to do this, but I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm a bit fearful, a bit scared. It's at these moments of decision where you just got to push through that. You've got to push through that little bit of fear and just say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to do this, because I would say 2 years from now, a year from now, 6 months from now, you're going to be saying, I am so glad I made that decision. I've now got this income coming in. I can now support myself and my family, even though things are crazy in the world at the moment. Yeah. It can make such a difference. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking, shall I do this? Shall I not do this? Go ahead, book your place. You're really going to be happy you've made this decision. And it's an incredible course. Yeah. I'm going to be teaching you some of the best strategies that I've ever found in the world. It's going to be absolutely amazing.